on. Hey, Angela.
Yes.
What are you going to wear to the wedding? What are you going to wear to the wedding?
Taylor Swift's wedding?
Yeah, what are you going to wear?
I don't know. I'm going to grab my girls and wear my florals, probably.
You're going to wear your florals? Like Perez Hilton? Like he wore his florals? Did you see that?
No.
Yeah, he wore his florals for so because he had to go to court or something.
So he grabbed his girls and wore his florals?
So he wore a bunch of florals or something. This is all I know. I didn't look beyond that. Guilty Angel's here.
Sweet.
Bobo's here. Hello.
Hello.
How was your day? My day, pretty good. How about your day? Somebody's not enjoying their day.
Somebody wants to be invited.
You can't hear it, but there's like a dog whining in the corner going, what the fuck? What about me?
Crying because of exclusion.
How was your day?
It was good.
Yeah?
Yeah. Yep. Not much happened today.
Kind of chill?
Yep.
Okay. All right. I had a good day. I'm excited about all the things that we're building.
Yeah,
me
too.
Got some stuff going on that I'm really excited about. I think this is like, whatever. I have to get help, and so which is to run this live.
Yeah.
And it's, the live is like I want to be able to dedicate more time to the creative side of it, and by that I mean like really digging in deeper to some of the stories we cover and so on. I like being a little more prepared than I am most days, just because I'm so busy with everything else, like trying to cut all the little segments and stuff. So
yeah,
I just feel like there's this horizon. There's a potential for like bringing on a couple of editors, maybe one editor, so I can work with somebody and kind of like produce this thing a little bit. And if that happens, I'm just really excited because I really love what we're doing and who we're hanging with and the things that we're creating together. And I think that there's ways that we can elevate it and put and in terms of the repurposing, putting it out onto a YouTube channel and out to TikTok and do some really strong messaging and, going over the things that we do here together. It's really cool because there aren't a lot of like strong voices out there for what I'm going to call the good guys, And I feel like
it's really funny you say that
we
because
have that together.
There was just this expose in the news where they uncovered that there was this dark money funding content creators and influencing directly, like mandating that they must influence what Democratic politicians they back and what things they cannot say. And it's all dark money. And it's interesting because, like, both sides of
Democrats.
Both sides of politics have been doing this for a really long time.
Right.
Like, dark money is something that's been like a scourge and the reason why America is falling apart. Because because our political, our whole government has been funded by these like bad actors,
Yeah.
But they just named a bunch of Democratic like influencer types.
Really?
Yeah, and it's just really funny because
these are people then that the people that they named are these are the offenders?
No, they're not offenders. They're people that they're getting paid to endorse certain candidates over others, and to also explicitly avoid talking about certain, global events.
Is there anything democratic about that at all?
No, of course not.
That's like the most undemocratic thing.
Yes.
You could really do.
Yeah, I mean, content creators, they want to get paid. And they want to get...
Not me, dude.
Yeah.
No, thank you. I won't take any of that money.
I know. It's interesting because I'd be open to like, okay, you can pay me and I'll like, speak your ads or whatever.
Yeah.
But like to be told what not to say, I think that's like a kind of a devil's bargain.
Well, yeah, and who to say it about? Like, I'm not going to just take a candidate because I'm told or paid to take a candidate.
Exactly.
We're talking about politics. We're talking about like everything that's wrong with the country right now. So why would I ever, if I have any hope at all that life could get better around here, take money to endorse somebody or to speak about them? It's not even an endorsement, let's face it. I mean, these so-called influencers, but to speak about somebody, no. That's what I'm saying. Like, I want something clean. Like, don't you want to be that? Like, I don't care. Like, I don't care about, like, this doesn't have to be about money, right? This has to be about being clean. This has to be about, standing up for what we believe in and gathering around in a community that believes in things similarly. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I remember it was revealed
Swifties, in other words, Swifties. Jacqueline's here, by the way, and we haven't seen her in a while, so hello, Jacqueline.
Hey,
So
welcome
great
back.
to see you.
I remember like a year or two ago, there was like some sort of like federal charges were brought against somebody for, it was like espionage or wire fraud or something like that. And it exposed that a bunch of the right-wing influencers were being paid literally by Russia.
This is so crazy.
But it's just...
Doesn't that just like to me, the whole thing just feels like now, like you just got to be really concerned about, look, I feel this way about Andy Signor. Like I thought I was getting a totally different deal with that guy. I didn't believe for a second that he could be bought. Like I didn't even know that. First of all, I was a little naive into believing that anyone would even buy him to begin with.
I know.
But that somebody did, and that, at least that's my opinion. My opinion is the man is bought. It's merely an opinion, and I'm sharing it with you today as an opinion only, and I'm entitled to it, and they're my own. Anyway, that's pretty weird.
What I was going to say was that it was exposed that there was a bunch of these right-wing, like radio show host type people who were being literally paid by Russia. And a bunch of people on like the more left side were like clutching their pearls about how horrible that was, as if they're not also being manipulated by the same. They're being manipulated probably by the same country, if not other foreign countries too. It's just like, and so this exposed that as being true.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah, they don't know. They just don't know who they're being manipulated.
It's just that like you can't just politics in general is just such a just a fucking cesspool of corruption and stuff. It's just you can't really trust anybody.
Perfume Therapy is asking me why I think Andy is bought. I mean, his name seems to be coming up in lists corresponding. Because, look, I think, like, in as far as bot goes, let me clarify bot. Do I think that Andy Signor took a payment from Bryan Freedman? I think he could have. I don't know. I do think that he is on exchange. He's got an exchange going with him. So there's a benefit that Andy Signor is getting by working hand in hand with these publicists.
It could be like direct
lawyers.
influence of information is valuable.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like if he's constantly given the exclusive inside scoop about stuff, that's value. You know, a prosecutor
also getting his any of his content boosted is going to be valuable to him.
Right.
But also getting on.
Oh, that's another thing too. If they're like, hey, if you run this story, we're going to have like Jed Wallace in Texas with his team in Hawaii or whatever, like boosting all of your content and making sure that you get more views.
And by the way, I feel like him and Zach Peter, they're all in the same messy world. It's like, Megyn Kelly came out today and just like bashing Blake Lively.
Oh yeah, the reason why she spoke up about it was because she had been keeping it secret that she also was subpoenaed with the other content creators.
Yeah, so she revealed that today, and then she did so in a really disgusting and filthy way. Like, I don't know what this fucking woman's problem with Blake Lively is. It's like, you think that Blake Lively like spat in her face in public,
it's weird,
or like did something to her children or her cousin or her mother or something. Like, what the fuck is going on? Like, what is wrong with humanity that this woman would put out this bile out of her mouth over somebody that she fucking does not know? She reacts this way, thinking, treating the subpoena like it's some kind of violation of humanity. When
and she fucking knows better.
All she wants to know is what the fuck is going on. Are you being paid? And what the fuck are you being paid to say?
Yeah.
And those are reasonable legal questions that can be contested.
Yeah.
And she has every right, as everybody does, to, through the courts, ask for anything. Now, whether or not it gets granted or whatever else, that's the fucking process. It's due process. We all get it. We're supposed to.
I think it's super strange that everybody's having a little fucking hissy fit about getting subpoenaed. Let me tell you, if I got subpoenaed, that would mean that I'm not a party to the case. You know what I mean?
Well, also,
when you're subpoenaed, and you're not a party to the case, that means you don't have to worry about anything. You just you just have to provide information. Like, if Megyn Kelly is so sure that she didn't do anything wrong, then why is she so fucking upset about getting a subpoena? Like, obviously, Bryan Freedman is the one who's in hot water for all the things he's been saying publicly about Blake Lively when she's alleging a retaliation smear campaign.
Yeah.
And so what the fuck does Megyn Kelly care? If she didn't do anything wrong, if she's just like having a guest on her show, then why is she so fucking upset about it? I felt like it was kind of a tell.
Yeah, totally. Well, and she's also just like trying to get her numbers for it as well, which, do it the way you do it.
If she's angry, then people are going to click or whatever.
Yeah. Exactly. Perfume Therapy, just to just to clarify, when I say they're being bought, I think that that Andy is at least getting favor. He is getting something in exchange for his
something of value,
putrid hatred for somebody he doesn't know.
Yeah.
There's no reason for him or anybody with any fucking reason. Like, the funny thing about Justin Baldoni and most of what comes out of my mouth when it comes to that guy is how despicable I believe he has acted in this situation. What I think he has put on display as a human being.
Based on his own evidence that he has filed to court.
Related to this situation.
Yes, right.
Also related to previous situations that were legal situations where he was sued for the mistreatment of others in a relatively short span in the formation of his company and the sort of catapulting of his career.
In just the last 5 years.
And then I look at somebody like Blake Lively, who I understand people don't fucking like for reasons I can't fucking fathom, but they just don't like her. They want to hate her. She's too privileged. They keep calling out privilege and all this absolute fucking nonsense. And look, I get not liking celebrities. I have celebrities I don't like. I understand that, but why are you vehemently hating somebody? Why is it boiling your fucking blood?
It's not just privilege. Like Megyn Kelly today was calling her a fucking narcissist, and I don't understand like why you think you can just mouth off like that.
And what the fuck does she actually know about Blake fucking Lively? Nothing. She knows nothing about that woman except that which the woman allows for people to know.
So what I think you're saying about Andy Signore is like, why is his take valuable? Why on earth would his like uneducated, he doesn't know her personally. He's only dragging up old shit and maybe like anonymous sources about how Blake Lively might be a mean person, but not necessarily having to do with this case and these claims and these allegations. And so why is his content valuable to somebody like Melissa Nathan in her publicity firm, right? Well, it's because they're just stoking fucking hatred against this lady.
Again, it's not why his content is valuable. It's why is he valuable? Because he can deliberately deliver content and a message that they want heard, and that is what I believe that he does unequivocally. I'm not saying that he doesn't agree with it, because clearly he agrees with it at some level. Okay, but
I believe he agrees with it. How could he even fucking know?
Well,
he heard somebody who was like, she was mean to me in high school, and so he's just convinced himself that she's a fucking bad person who didn't get harassed on the set and didn't get retaliated against, even though she's got evidence.
I can't explain it, but people like Andy and literally millions of people in this country, they just like to go along with hatred. They like to go along with, like, I believe that Andy, like, I'll tell you a couple of interesting stories. First of all, we all know about Andy Signore's history with being accused, right? He was accused. We all know I didn't know this until now or till recently, that he sent a video where on that video he was masturbating, right? And he sent it to somebody.
You know this because he spoke about it.
Because he spoke about it, because it's now widely known, right? So we know that is in his history. He did that. And I mean, even if it's invited, it's fucking weird to me. But even if, but in this case, the recipient of that claims that she did not want that came to her uninvited. That's my understanding, at least, of that accusation, right? I'm on the guy's show, right? And I'm talking about something and I'm getting mad at the patriarchy. I get passionate, right? So I'm getting all passionate about how the patriarchy has truly fucked up this world, right? In the same way that capitalism has, in the way that I hate misogyny and fucking racism, I hate the patriarchy. And so anyway, I start bitching about the patriarchy, and he got so fucking offended, Angela. He interrupted. She goes, "What are you talking about?" Like, started to defend it. Started like really getting upset at the idea that I would think that women are more innocent, I suppose, or less culpable than men for the state of our being. He got fucking upset on his channel live, dude. And I was
he probably just didn't want his audience to form opinions about it. Like, there's some people on their channel, they won't talk about politics because they don't want everybody arguing in the comments.
No fucking way. That's not what happened.
You think he was personally upset about it?
He was. I can tell you that was my impression in the moment. So much so that I backed off of it completely because it wasn't what I was there to do. I was there to promote my book and hang out with Andy. And I didn't, I didn't like think it. Like, I thought about it. It was very uncomfortable for me. I was like, what the fuck, dude? I was just saying that men suck. Like, everybody knows that.
Like, okay, so it's a fucking...
it's like, this isn't
So that's
news.
A sore spot.
This isn't news, motherfucker. Like, I'm just saying, right? And then, of course, he then turns on Blake Lively in this way that is just unnatural. There's nothing here that, like... look, when you turn around, you like watched his, if you saw, like I saw bits and pieces of his coverage of the Amber Heard situation. And Amber Heard, now, first of all, I did not know that he was also working with Melissa Nathan back then.
Yeah.
But he was. And here he is doing it again. Now, again, that was something I did not know. And so I thought that he was being genuine in everything that he was saying. And I will admit now that as I sit here retrospectively about that trial, although what I saw in the trial, my opinion wouldn't change, and I would have found for Johnny Depp in the trial that I watched.
No, it's true. But her treatment on social media was fucking ghastly.
It was unacceptable.
Even if you think that she is guilty of everything that she's being accused of,
yes,
her treatment on social media was fucking ghoulish.
100%.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And he participated in that.
Absolutely fucking weird to like mock somebody's testimony, even if you think they're lying. Mocking somebody's testimony about an assault. Like, it's just not, you just don't do that in a decent society.
Yeah. And then, of course, now learning that was a part of the Melissa Nathan PR tactic that is now been used against Blake Lively.
So
I can see the damage and the horror about it. And knowing that that he... Now, remember this about Andy Signor. He ended up in a face-to-face with Johnny Depp in a very weird and uncomfortable... he put it on his website. It's still there on his channel.
It was just like a green room greeting.
It's like a green room greeting,
right.
But it was all like, like prepare the way, Johnny Depp. Like it was like a weird, hey, what's going on, Andy? Thanks for all the fucking positive coverage. So
which his publicist set up.
So
it was all written on the fucking wall back then. So
when you ask about being bought, right?
Yeah.
It's all about like it doesn't have to be a transaction of money.
So check this out.
Consider this. It can be access. Access is one of so let me finish this because this is so important to me, Angela, because this is what Leonardo DiCaprio did to keep my story out of Variety. He leveraged just going to a party. And that's what got Vanity Fair to get my fucking story out of Vanity Fair. The editor of Vanity Fair wanted Leonardo DiCaprio at the Vanity Fair Oscar party. And so he shelved my fucking story to do it.
And then when Leo didn't show up, he's like, okay, run the shit.
No, when Leo showed up and like came and left.
Yeah, he was
because
pissed.
He made him a fucking deal, dude.
I know.
Listen, I know this because the writer told me.
Yeah, I know.
The writer told me that that Leonardo DiCaprio's publicist sold my story out for an exchange of having him appear at the Vanity Fair party for his Oscar-nominated year, or his Oscar-winning year.
It just goes to show how much everything that you know about every celebrity and everything that's reported in the news is so meticulously crafted. Like, you're constantly being manipulated all the time. What I was going to say is that consider...
Austin just said the funniest thing, dude. He just said, I love watching men busting a vein over the patriarchy.
That's funny. Listen.
That's such a great way to describe me. Yeah.
Okay. I want you to consider that maybe the reason why Andy Signor is making such like low effort kind of content. Like, I'm sure he works his ass off, but like he's not really being like diligent about his coverage.
Dude,
you know what I'm saying?
The guy hasn't even fucking... I bet he hasn't read anything.
Okay, but listen.
To this minute.
I'm trying to say something.
Yeah.
Consider that the reason why Andy Signor is in Melissa Nathan's pocket is because nobody else might be willing to work with Melissa Nathan. She has people, she goes out with stories to people who have been personally represented by Bryan Freedman, okay? Yeah. And these other people who are like totally willing to debase themselves by fucking groveling to people like Justin Baldoni.
You're making a perfect
like, so
point.
Stephanie Jones heard that her clients might want to use Melissa Nathan as a crisis manager. And she was like, because she's a publicist and she knows who works in her field, you know?
Yeah.
Stephanie Jones was like, we don't work with her. She's trash. Don't do it.
Right.
She'll only make trouble. She'll do bad shit. Like, you don't want to be a part of that. So just think about like how maybe Melissa Nathan can't access better, more credible sources to feed her fucking smear campaign shit to. Maybe she has to go to the Andy Signors.
I think that's probably true, at least to a certain extent. And she's certainly not going to get into traditional, not with what she wants to do anyway, because what she wants to do is so goddamn underhanded and devious that she's going to use oafy fucking internet personalities that don't know what they're doing.
Who have been accused, who need fucking help.
Right, who've been accused. Well, I don't even know if that's interesting. That is interesting. But it doesn't matter because he just sold out for whatever reason. Yeah. And I believe that what he shows are heavy signs of misogyny, like Andy Signor. This is my opinion of Andy Signor by what I've seen of him. I don't know if he's a misogynist, and I don't think he'll tell you if he is. But from what I've seen on display by him, it's misogyny. The hatred that he has for Blake Lively is so unhinged. What we watched today, I had to turn it off from Megyn Kelly. I had to turn it off. I'm still fucked up over it. It got me so angry because of the vitriol coming out of her.
Yeah, she was being really venomous. It was really fucking weird.
And it's over a subpoena where...
Well, also
and the subpoena, by the way, is no legal threat to her. There's no legal threat to Megyn Kelly.
It's so strange, too, because she's trying to frame it as... She's trying to frame her response as if she's like too powerful, too strong, too like won't be bothered. But
Megyn Kelly.
But then she absolutely has like a fucking emotional earthquake about it.
Yeah, right. And then
like she's so tilted about the fact that she had to answer a subpoena.
But just acting like the subpoena is some
she definitely got under her skin.
Just acting like the subpoena is some kind of an offense to her.
I know.
Like, look, I get it. You don't want to fucking reveal your sources. So say that and move on with the show.
Yeah, I don't
Do you know what I mean? Like
she's
she's asking for it because you don't, there's the old fucking adage, you don't get what you don't ask for. And it's true in the legal realm as well. If you want to fucking get some evidence, you got to go and see if it's there. And then you also got to go see if people are going to be willing to give it to you. And the way to do that is through a subpoena. 100% you're not going to call up, hey, can I speak with Megyn? Megyn, would you be willing to share? That's not going to happen.
I also think it's so fucking disingenuous that she claimed that her First Amendment rights were being violated because Megyn Kelly's a lawyer. Like she fucking knows she knows that that's absolute bullshit.
It's all a fucking pony show for her.
She knows that the First Amendment protects you from government interference or government censorship. And it doesn't fucking protect anybody from fucking. She's a fucking celebrity gossip show that doesn't involve the fucking First Amendment.
No. And so what gets me so absolutely unhinged myself about it is that she's doing it with hatred toward another person, and she is riling hatred toward another person, and that hatred is being stirred up in people who are complete fucking strangers to her and the situation. They really don't even read a goddamn thing. We have people to this day, probably some here now, who show up here and they say stupid shit like, she even admitted it on Forbes, dude.
You love it.
I don't love it.
You don't?
I fucking despise it.
No, but you like having people come in and just be like, hey, bro, like answer a question.
I don't mind having the conversation with them because I would like them to open their eyes and go and actually listen to the Forbes interview so that they can get straight with her, so they can understand that everything that they're being told is a lie by people like Megyn fucking Kelly and Andy Signor. Yeah. Like Andy Signor did a big whole segment dissing Blake Lively. What we should do is we should pull every one of those fucking down. Every single one that everyone ever did dissing her on the Forbes, because it's just so pervasive. Every fucking buddy did it. And every single fucking one of them had the same access I did to the Forbes interview.
That is interesting.
And we should just take down every single fucking one of them and just show them and then play the whole interview right after it and just do that. That's our fucking segments, and put it out there and embarrass these assholes. Every goddamn one of them. One by one. Just shoot them down like with a pew shooter. Oh, this is a really cool dragon. You can't see it. Let me show it to you. This will help calm me down a little bit. This is a dragon.
That's one of Blake's dragons?
This is a dragon. Okay? Not Taylor Swift. This is a dragon. It will fuck you up.
That needs to be cleaned, but I don't know how to do it.
What are you wearing to the wedding? You didn't answer.
I don't know. I was thinking about like one of those big headdresses that they wear at the carnival, you know?
Oh, carnival.
Maybe one of those like tiny little like tassel skirts or something. I don't know. What are you going to wear to the wedding? A toga?
Yeah.
With nothing on underneath.
You know me so well. Just swinging. I guess I'm bragging. Well, anyway, sorry to unleash like that, but man, I just can't stand.
You unloaded on us, Dale.
I just can't. I just can't stand it. I'd really just. It's infuriating at levels I've never experienced before, because I feel like it's just tearing the world apart around me. I feel like I'm standing constantly in the fucking rubble of these people and the fucking mess they constantly create in the minds of people who are just willing to go with them because they've got other things to do. And I kind of respect that. Like fucking, their lives have been completely accosted by corporations and government. And they have no time for anything, and their kids are demanding, and their jobs are demanding, and they're trying to fucking keep up with life.
And they're like, you know what? I could use right now some celebrity gossip. And just so take my mind off things.
Yeah, and I'm going to turn on my favorite fucking person, Andy Signor. He's so funny. I love how he just chuckles.
And all he does is stoke negative emotions.
Yes.
Hatred for a woman
who
does not deserve it.
Who doesn't deserve his hatred. No.
That's fucked up.
Like maybe there's somebody out in the world there who, deserves to hate somebody, I suppose. I don't know. And maybe Blake Lively has people that she's made genuine enemies of. And those people have that. And they can say whatever they want to say, and they can go on their talk shows and be like, I'm an enemy of You know, I'm an enemy of fucking Leonardo DiCaprio, and honestly, nobody gives a shit. Do you know what I mean? Like, you don't have to give a shit. I'm proof. Right? Leonardo DiCaprio is my fucking sworn nemesis in this life. He has destroyed everything that I've ever loved in my personal realm. Okay? And nobody gives a fucking shit. So why do we have to give a shit about anybody else too? Why? Who cares?
Because
if Blake Lively had a bad day one day and treated somebody badly.
For the dopamine, babe.
Oh. Just snort it up.
Stoking negative emotions is rewarding. It's rewarding for people to indulge in like the anxieties and upset feelings. It's actually rewarding. You end up in this like feedback loop, you know?
Yeah.
Where your brain chemistry just gets all high on it.
I wanna get high. So high. Hey, do you want to check out the comments?
Yes.
I feel like I drank 3 cups of coffee.
I know. You act like it too. Jacqueline said, I always watch the replay.
Oh.
So Jacqueline hasn't been with us and has joined us again, but...
Well, there you are. I was wondering who was doing that. Thank you for watching the replays, and thank you for coming to the live. Hey, if you pop a comment in any of those replays, I will gladly chat with you anytime you want.
Austin is asking, have you listened to the podcast Who Trolled Amber Heard? I haven't. I was actually waiting. I couldn't really tell if it was. I didn't want to listen to a podcast that was like siding with one side or the other, but I am very interested in the smear campaign, and so somebody clarified that it's kind of like neutral, and that they're just talking about the smear campaign. So I'm going to listen to that.
Well, that does. Yeah, that does. I can never be neutral. I don't even understand the concept of neutral.
Well, if you're doing a podcast that's specifically about this one aspect of the lawsuit, and you just want to leave the really controversial part out, you know?
Yeah.
Because everybody's so divided. Like, rarely are any listeners of a podcast like this neutral. So it's smart for the podcast host to be neutral, you know? So that they don't upset anybody.
Does that mean we're like destined to fail? Because I can't do that. I don't know how to do that.
What are you talking about?
How do I be neutral?
You don't have to be neutral.
Okay.
We started out kind of neutral, and then Justin Baldoni made us more and more upset.
Well, I'm impartial.
Bullshit.
I'm impartial to the truth. I'm impartial to justice. I'm a flawed human being who may find
I think
my
you
way.
misspoke. You're not impartial to the truth.
Oh, sorry. No, I said I'm partial to the truth.
Okay,
did I say impartial?
It sounded like you said impartial.
Well, thank you for helping me clarify that, because I am partial to the truth, and I'm partial to justice. So I would really like. So that's what I want this art live to be about. And I really want our community to be about that, or even just like talking to some people who might struggle with the information that they're getting or even hearing.
Yeah.
Like
I know that's really rewarding too.
Yeah.
When people are like, "Oh, I hadn't heard this before." Yeah, because you're in the echo chamber that they've designed. You know?
Yeah, which is fine. Like I'm not. Like,
yeah, of course.
It sounds almost like that's an indictment in and of itself, and it's really not. It's like
no. This is the thing: is we have to like when people are like, "Oh, you sound biased." Well, everyone is biased. Everyone is in an echo chamber.
Right.
Do you ever encounter the thing where like you'll watch like an award show or something, and they give out an award for a genre you literally just completely forgot it even existed?
Yeah.
And there's like a whole bunch of like nominees
people lining up for the fucking next release.
Yeah, there's like nominees as like the best-selling shit of the entire year. You've never even heard of it. Like there are so many different bubbles of entertainment and like different realms that you just don't. Nobody can have a handle on all of it. So it's not an indictment to be in a bubble. We all are.
Lisa's asking a great question that I'd like to answer. She said, to be the devil's advocate, do you ever consider that maybe Leo truly believes that you tried to ruin his career? I don't think you did, but I believe he thinks you did. I don't. I don't know how, like, listen, I said it in the book, and I'll say it to you now. Leo's just not the smartest guy I ever knew. He's just not, charismatic as fuck, funny like nobody I ever knew. Seriously, that guy is so funny. If you get to spend a night with him in a good mood, you are going to laugh your fucking ass off. But smart, no, not so much.
But he's not like a critical thinker.
He's not like a really critical thinker. He's not stupid. Like who likes that word anyway? It's not as if he's dim or whatever you want to, some horrible adjective. He's just not he's not concerned so much with that aspect of his living.
Yeah,
it wasn't then. In all fairness,
Like,
I haven't known him for decades.
I feel like I understand what you're saying just based on the fact that he didn't ask questions about your accusation.
He'd rather not bother to know. And this is that's it exactly.
Like, so that's not a critical thinker. If you think
Yes.
that one of your friends is like conspiring to attack you and you're not curious, you're not like critical of the information. You're not you're like, okay, well, this is obviously a friend. Like, we're all bonded. Like, is this believable?
Well, yeah. And where I'm going with this is that, if he'd have listened to what actually was said, he would have heard that Jerry Metters made the comment. It wasn't RD or me
Right.
that made that comment.
But you guys had to.
And it was Jerry Metters. And then if he'd have asked us, the two persons actually present for the comment, we would have told him it was a nonsense comment. It was like I'll kill you if you look at me that way again kind of comment. It was like that absolutely pacifying,
Yeah, nobody had a fucking plan.
Passive aggressive.
Nobody was
nonsense.
conspiring.
No one was conspiring. It would have been an easy, simple conversation. So if Leo thought that, Lisa, then Leo was just not using his head. Because it was all right there for him, and it's in the depositions, it's in my book. Everybody has the same exact story. This would not be news to him if he sat and thought about it. It was all the same story by everybody's mouth. Dale told Toby that Jerry Metters said that at least we have a voice in the press. That's what this is all about. This whole fucking multi-decade ruining of people's lives, destroying everything in sight as it related to Don's Plum is all fucking related to one stupid thing I said to Tobey Maguire while under duress and sleep deprived. Jerry Metters said, at least we have a voice in the press.
I believe that it ended up turning out that like Leo saw how people changed with him and Toby saw how people changed with him and they really appreciated that they had obtained power. I think that it ended up being like an ends justify the means and it no longer became about you. But they were like, if Hollywood knows that we are willing to stomp on our friends and to destroy a film that was completed and that was out to market, then they know not to fuck with Leonardo DiCaprio or Tobey Maguire. And so that was like a currency token of power that I felt like they were like, oh, okay, well, what we're doing is now justified because of the effect it causes. It was no longer
as an after benefit, like as a post benefit. They were just sitting around going, and look at this, everyone is fucking terrified of this situation.
You know the story about
Totally.
Phil Raskin contacting RD's mom, his manager, and saying, I wouldn't even get near your son because I'm scared of Tobey Maguire and what Tobey Maguire is going to do. Well, you don't think Tobey Maguire fucking noticed and benefited from that? Where he was like, oh, okay, nobody wants to wrong me because they're worried about what I might do. Like, that's really powerful. I'm sure they fucking reveled in it, the fucking sickos.
What's so interesting about this is the way in which, like, it also shows how people lose their shit and they go blind and they don't actually, like, listen or see or recognize what's actually going on. Like, there's an absolute distortion through their lens of the facts based on their emotional reaction to whatever's going on.
Are you still talking about Leo or you just mean everybody?
Yeah, I'm talking about Leo, but I'm saying this is a general problem. Like, that's what happened to Leo. Leo got furious. He got angry. So where Lisa is completely correct about Leonardo DiCaprio is that he fucking, in that moment, got so raging angry that he wanted to see me dead.
Yes. Here's the thing. This is so interesting. This is actually like across humankind. This is a thing that they know that governments have been like exploiting this, like people who try to manipulate cult leaders, all kinds of shit. Okay. If you can manage to make somebody angry, then you can control them. Right. If you can make them angry, especially if you're like, you guys have all heard this all throughout history, but like if like the government or some leader or something is like, I have identified a threat in our midst. I have identified a threat and I will show you who that threat is. And I'm going to convince you guys that I alone can help you. So they've just invented a threat. They have made you, they've othered the threat, so it's us versus them now. And now they're saying that I alone can protect you. Well, what the fuck did Toby do, right? Toby was like, Leo, I have identified a threat, a hidden in our midst.
I got it out of Dale. I squeezed the truth out of him, man.
Right.
It took me all fucking night. It was 24 hours he worked on me, bro, to get that piece of information, which was garbage information.
Yeah,
like it had
but it didn't matter.
It had no valid like purpose at all.
Yeah.
All it did was destroy everything around us. It was all absolute fallacy. He dug for it He brought it to Leo. He told Leo he worked me over for it.
All he had to do was make Leo angry, and then Leo wasn't going to listen to anything else. He was just going to keep believing.
Yeah,
right.
livid.
So this is what happens. This is how you get people to fucking commit acts of war and horrific, like, you know, atrocities.
B has shown up to tell us that Perez won. She seems very excited about that. Let's see. Did Perez Hilton win? Is Perez the big winner?
I mean, he's still Perez Hilton. So
yeah, I mean, it's so funny. It's like all that's happening is that she's trying to ask a judge, or she's trying to ask a court
to move it to New York
to have this information. And if the court says no, then that's how it goes. She's asking for it. She's not losing anything.
Yeah.
She's trying to gain something, so she didn't gain anything. So by the virtue of the fact that she's not gaining something, you know, someone can, I guess, pretend that has something to do with. I loathe Perez Hilton. I really just loathe all these people who thrive off of.
I know, it's just really funny to say that he won, though, because I'm like, well, he's still in the fucking mud.
Look at the first fucking thing is it goes Perez Hilton. I go Perez Hilton in the search bar, and then the first thing it says is Perez Hilton, and then his please help in caps. First thing, these guys just. How many times have we asked anybody for anything? We've been doing this for a year, right? Between TikTok, well, almost a year. Actually, it's not quite a year. It's like 3/4 of a year. Have we asked for a dime? I've asked people to buy my book, and I will right now. Too Real a Hollywood Memoir. It's a book about Leonardo DiCaprio destroying my life and me fighting back. It's fucking awesome, and you should read it. You don't have to take my word for it. Go to Amazon and check out the reviews yourself. They're there. Check them out. If you don't, never mind. Don't bother. Never mind. It's okay. Don't bother. Perez Hilton, please help. First thing, he's a fucking shill who just fucking like, ugh, God, I hate people. No, I don't. I love the people here, and I love you. I love a lot of people. There's so many people I love. Hundreds of them.
You love Jason Kelce.
I love Jason Kelce. I love Jason Kelce. Who doesn't love Jason Kelce? If you don't love Jason Kelce, you are the devil itself.
Oh, you're going to love this. You ready?
Yeah.
Lisa said, I love this show now. I listened to the previous episodes at the gym.
Oh, that's so great. So great. Well, we love doing it. The truth is that if we ever lose our conversation with you guys, we'll lose this space, because it's really being with you guys that is both of our motivation. We love hanging out with you. It's that simple.
Oh, this is a good question from Perfume Therapy.
Yeah.
So based on that logic, which is we were discussing how Megyn Kelly shouldn't have been concerned about a subpoena. You just answer it and move on. Perfume Therapy said, so based on that logic, what does Isabel have to hide by running from her subpoena? And her situation is different. She answered a subpoena by Blake Lively. And then Justin Baldoni's side subpoenaed her again, instead of just requesting the information from the subpoena from the Lively side. Which
is the way it should go.
Which is the way it usually goes. Because Justin Baldoni said that he wanted to access other, further information from her, which is fine. He's entitled to do that. But what he was saying was he was trying to give her an ultimatum.
Yeah.
Where he said she has a contract where the production is going to pay for any legal costs if she gets dragged into some sort of legal argument that has to do with It Ends With Us, which is fine. But Justin Baldoni...
This part has much to do with it, because I think it really is just about her saying, I'm being harassed.
No, but this is why she says she's being harassed. Okay? Listen. Are you okay?
Yep. Thanks for checking.
She said that Justin Baldoni asked for... Okay, sorry. You made me lose my train of thought.
My bad. I'm so sorry.
She was saying that Justin Baldoni gave her an ultimatum that if you want us to pay for your legal fees, like the contract says that you will, then we get to control what you provide to the parties in their subpoena. So obviously they were attempting to control her testimony. And then they said, and if you don't like that, then what we can do is we can all agree to bar your testimony completely. So you're not a witness and none of your documents ever make it into discovery. And it's like, so why would they be interested in that? Why would they be trying to subpoena her specifically to control and then silence her? Because I thought that Justin Baldoni was saying that she was an ally of his, that she was complimentary to him, that she was a witness for his defense.
He did say that.
But apparently he really wants to block what she has to say. So maybe she's not such an ally for him after all.
Yeah, I think there was probably, I think
fishy.
they probably did see some discovery already. And that discovery does make them very nervous. And so now they're probably, and what they're trying to do by subpoenaing her is there's probably a level of intimidation in there. But they're also trying to insinuate that she's withholding discovery for the sake of being able to. So they're trying to say that there's more to what they've seen, perhaps. That's another theory you can put forward in terms of like, you know, the sort of head games that come around what they may or may not have seen as it relates to Blake Lively. But we certainly do know that they don't want her testimony in. Yeah. They're trying to keep it out, and that means that it's bad for them. And we know why. We know fucking why.
Yeah, because she has a complaint.
Because she knows because she was there. She was the one having to gasp. So she knows why. And she also probably has something to say about the lovely note that they put in their complaint, where they didn't even have the courtesy. They redacted all the Sony executives. Yeah. They redacted all the other people, but they dragged her in by name. They could have just put a little fucking blur on that and let all the fucking influencers guess their way through the cast.
Dragged her in by name, and it made her a witness for his defense too, which is really just kind of like, I don't know. I feel like that's really fucking underhanded.
Let's read this live because this has just dropped. Perez Hilton admits, I took a big L today after court hearing in Blake Lively's subpoena battle. This is I
thought the news was that he won.
Well, I don't know. Celebrity blogger Perez Hilton is now at the center of Blake Lively's explosive legal war with her It Ends With Us co-star and director Justin Baldoni. This I'm reading on Yahoo Entertainment, by the way. The 47-year-old gossip personality, whose name is Mario Lavandera, just appeared in court today after being subpoenaed by Lively, who accuses him of colluding with Baldoni to smear her reputation. The blast was inside the courtroom with Perez Hilton following the proceedings as they unfolded. The blast is the coverage, I guess. According to court filings, Lively believes Hilton used his sizable digital platform, wow, that's complimentary, to aid Baldoni in a campaign of harassment and retaliation amid her ongoing sexual harassment lawsuit against the actor and director. Lively argues Hilton does not hold himself as operating as an independent journalist, nor does he purport to follow any of its tenets of independent journalism. Instead, she claims his close ties to Baldoni's team, including previously being represented by by Baldoni's attorney, Bryan Freedman, who was also Megyn Kelly's attorney, raised questions about whether Hilton played a role in an alleged smear efforts. Hilton, who founded his celebrity gossip site in 2024, I don't know, where the fuck is this? Fights back subpoena? Where's the loss? I'm getting into all this. The purpose of today's hearing was to determine whether his case would be transferred to New York City or remain in Las Vegas. For now, the case remains in limbo. The judge signaled a preference to keep the matter in Las Vegas, but no final decision was made. The next step hinges on Judge Lyman, who must decide whether his jurisdiction, whether he has jurisdiction over Hilton. A tentative follow-up hearing has been set for Tuesday at 1:30.
That's informative. That's good.
When asked if he'd been paid to speak negatively about Blake Lively, he insisted, "No, all of my coverage has been very organic."
Oh, they're Megyn Kelly used the same word today.
Yeah, they're just absolute garbage human beings. He went on to suggest, you know why? Because like what's organic about hating on somebody you don't know? What's organic about genuinely trying to raise hatred toward? At no point have I asked anybody to turn on Justin Baldoni on this program, ever once. I've never during these lives ever suggested that people turn on him. I've given my opinion on the man and moved on from it. Do you know what I mean? These guys, they fucking rile up hatred. Do you know?
The only thing that I remember saying to people who are fans of his is that you're being tricked.
Right. Well, that's the thing. And they're doing it with fallacy. Like, it's one thing if, like, my anger toward this situation and toward Justin Baldoni is because I believe that he and his agents are acting in a malicious way to smear to smear the lives of multiple people. And they have no fucking boundaries. And this is where I have a problem. Like, you got a beef. I got a beef with Leonardo DiCaprio. You want to talk about fucking read this book if you want to fucking read some shit about Leonardo DiCaprio. It's in here, dude. Trust me. It's uncensored. You know, I'm not afraid of people being confronted by the truth, but these guys are spreading lies, and these guys are getting involved in something that they have no actual fucking stake in, and that's where it gets really, really weird for me. And where I start thinking like these are some of the lowest of human beings that I've come across in my life.
Are you through with that?
The latest
article?
twist comes on the heels of a major win for Lively. Oh, so this is the latest twist. So Hilton also revealed that he filed for a protective order in New York City, citing concerns for his child's safety. Why would?
Oh yeah, he's been running with the story that she included photos of his children in a filing. Well, her lawyers, right? But they simply shared a screenshot of one of his social media accounts, just the cover page, and he has his own children on his social media, like visible.
He shills his children.
Yeah, he's constantly making content about them. So I don't think that he can claim that it's some sort of issue for them to end up in a filing if he's not trying to hide his children's faces. Anyway, he thinks
honestly,
that that's like a form of doxing. I
just wish these people didn't exist. I just wish they didn't exist.
He just wants attention. He said it himself. He admitted that that's why he's into this.
Yeah.
He was like, yeah, this sucks, but at least I'll get a lot of attention, and I do love attention. It's just such a strange thing to say.
Well, it's not, because he's like an open narcissist. Like, he's a straight open narcissist.
I know, it's just such a weird thing to admit.
He bawled on TikTok after being banned for like things like hate speech and whatever else his nasty ass fucking stuff does. Anyway, so Perez Hilton, I guess he's got a minor win. I don't even know.
Just because she didn't prevail in bringing the case to New York yet. So,
well, she's not asking anything from the Nevada court.
She just wants to transfer.
She's asking Lyman to do that. She's asking Lyman to transfer the court to California. If she's asking Lyman to take the case on and saying that there's plenty of evidence or plenty of jurisdiction relevancy with regards his clients, his operation. He might sit in a chair in fucking Texas, but he doesn't work in Texas. He works all over the world.
Who?
Wallace.
Oh, now you're talking about Jed Wallace? I thought you were talking about Perez Hilton.
I am, but it's the same principle. So the same principle is that this guy is, cavorting with, these other publicists and agents in these other towns. It's the same claim that they're asserting, essentially.
Another interesting thing is happening in Lyman's court, if you want to hear it.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you remember, we were talking about Katie Case and somebody Coslow. I can't remember her first name, but they are employees of TAG who have been trying to fight providing evidence in discovery, because they're saying that it's privileged. Do you remember we were talking about this?
Yeah.
Case was talking to her father, who's a lawyer. She was saying that those documents were privileged, those communications. And then I think Coslow also was like in emails with Bryan Freedman, but they also had the publicist looped in and a bunch of other people that he doesn't represent. So they were trying to claim that that was privileged. Well, so what Judge Lyman is saying is, tell you what, you guys just send me everything that you're saying is privileged, and I, a judge, am very good at determining what counts and what doesn't count.
Me, the judge here.
Yeah. So he's like, no, neither side is going to see anything. I want you guys to show me what you're talking about, and I will determine what is privileged and what isn't. So he's making them show it. He's like, you can't just make claims that it's privileged. I'm going to check it out and I'll tell you. Isn't that great?
Of course. And I love that.
So it's kind of a, it's
so interesting because
it's a really sticky situation.
It's a bit of a loop. Like, that's a problem.
It's a real big problem.
It's a really fucking big problem.
Because if they're providing anything that is very obviously not privileged, that means they're trying to play keep away with their discovery.
Well, that's nothing new.
Yes, I know, but isn't that bad for the judge to determine that?
I mean, no, because the judge is going to rule against it. So they get to claim, well, I thought it was privileged. that's the way they get to see. The judge can look at him with a snarl and go, fucking better. Yeah. But it's not his job to take him to the bar. It's his job, or her job, in this case his, to rule on it. But we're the sort of, it's just so interesting that he's like, no, well, we'll go ahead and read that and we'll decide if that's privileged.
You guys are so unsure about it. Well, I can help.
I happen to know.
Isn't that great? Austin is recommending Who Trolled Amber Heard. Said that it will enlighten you, and then apologized for thought enlighten sounded rude. It doesn't sound rude. Said it will enlighten you as to exactly what is going on here and why Megyn Kelly, she's in the pocket of all the longest lobbyists. Oh, interesting.
Yeah. Yeah. So, Megyn Kelly is just a piece of garbage.
I will watch that. I think it's going to be very in line. It's probably going to make Dale very angry.
Oh yeah, you fucking put that on like a little fucking one of them old TVs from like the 90s. Didn't you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, the tube TVs.
Yeah, my ex-wife's cousin graduated, and they did it on a Sunday in the fall in Philadelphia. The Eagles. So this was before, you know, we had fucking phones and whatever. So it was like a classic, like pre-internet moment where where his father brought to the graduation that little mini TV.
That's funny.
Plugged it into a wall in the back, and we all just fucking huddled around the TV during the graduation and watched it. Isn't that
those
funny?
those little TVs that you could actually like had the big fucking like
ears.
the big handle and and like the two antennas.
Yeah.
Usually they were black and white too. Like I don't think they made a bunch of those that were color.
Might have been color.
Really?
I feel like it was.
Those little tiny ones.
It
I guess
probably
I guess
wasn't
the
because
color gadgets were like too big for
I
the
think
little
like
ones.
black and white as a gadget is just gone from my memory. Like,
Well, that was just like the little sized ones.
yeah, I remember them.
My mom had one of those in the kitchen.
The big rounded tube.
It was all rounded. It looked like a
Fucking
bulb.
I love that shit. All right, what's in the chat? What's going on?
Austin said Subpoenas, the musical.
Oh man, I want to hear that first number. Knock knock. Who's
First
there?
I was afraid. I was petrified.
Knock knock. Who's there? Not me. Knock knock. Who's there? Not me.
Austin is saying, anyone up for a dramatic reading of all of the text messages and signal chats and emails of this case? I feel like I've read a bunch of them. I don't know.
I should definitely be in the cast. I get to read, like, I want to read Blake Lively. I just don't have. You would have to read her for sure. You guys are the same ilk.
Ilk?
Yeah, isn't she a Virgo rising?
No. Blake Lively is a Leo rising, but she
she's a
has
Virgo
like
sun.
everything else is in Virgo.
She's a big old Virgo.
Yeah, she has like everything in Virgo.
She's got that Virgonian. Is that what they call it? I
don't know.
I want it to be Virgonian. Doesn't that sound cool? Doesn't it sound like something like that, like Gene Roddenberry made up? Do you know who Gene Roddenberry is?
Yes.
Oh, okay. You never know. Yeah, I just throw a name out there. You never know.
X-Lady09 said, or maybe the reason why the subpoena didn't work is because Blake Lively has no legal basis for the subpoena. You have to have a legal basis for every subpoena.
Let me tell you how this works actually. You test the law. What you do is you test the law. You try to get information. You never know what squeaks through. There's no reason for her not to try and go and get every piece of evidence that she thinks might help her win her case.
And just remember, these people are complaining about subpoenas where she's trying to gather information about the defendants of the case. The defendants are the publicists, Justin
Correct. It
Baldoni,
has
Jamie
nothing-
Heath,
yeah.
fucking Steve Sarowitz. It's like everybody's complaining when they're literally just asking, oh, also, and people seem to forget that the Stored Communications Act exists. This is a law that makes it so that when you're subpoenaed, you only have to provide evidence that a communication happened, but you don't ever have to provide the contents of the communication. So who it was sent to and from, the timestamp, the IP addresses, whatever, that is subpoenaable, if that's a word. But the stored
Discoverable is what the word is.
Discoverable, thank
Yeah.
you. But the Stored Communications Act means that these people who are so upset about invasion of privacy aren't going to fucking have to deal with that either. Like, that's already a law. They're already protected. So it's like these people are just been like grifting on the fucking assumption that, number one, their First Amendment rights are being violated, which they're fucking not. This is not the federal government fucking silencing them or having any involvement whatsoever. And number two, that their privacy is being being violated, and that's not fucking happening either because they already are protected by the law. Blake Lively is only trying to obtain information about who was in communications with the defendants. And I don't know why anybody has a problem answering that.
Yeah.
Like, unless they're trying to protect the people that sign their paycheck.
It doesn't matter if they do or don't, frankly. Like, they can have a problem with it, but the idea that they're making this some big fucking drama out of it is what's ridiculous.
Like they're victims? Like,
Yeah.
no, you're subpoenaed.
They're fucking victims here, dude. She wants the information.
She wants to know
you don't want to give
if
it to her.
they said something to you. That's it.
And she knows you're not going to give it to her voluntarily. She knows you're not going to be like, hey, nudge, nudge, give me the information.
Right.
So she subpoenaed the information, didn't get it. And so now, she's not getting the information. Okay. It's not like it doesn't change the case. It's not, what she wants to do. Look, I think it's a sad moment that she didn't get it, right? Because I don't think that the press should be allowed to collude with people in a defamatory way. So I don't think that there should be a privilege. Like,
They're
for
not
example,
allowed
you
to.
can't have privilege. Like, you can break privilege if like for example, like a psychologist or, you know, or clergy, they can break that privilege if somebody confesses to a crime.
No, I agree with you. And I think that that's why Blake Lively has claims that she's brought to the court. She has aiding and abetting harassment.
Right.
And retaliation.
Right.
And she also has conspiracy. Now, that applies to all of these people. I mean, they're not defendants in the case, so they don't have to worry about it. But
She should have just fucking sued them.
Phil Bombling says Megyn Kelly stood on the red carpet at the Time 100 show and stated that 100% of the complaints Blake Lively has made are all lies. I swear I hope she gets some comeuppance when the trial is over. So, like, yeah, maybe she didn't comply with the subpoena, but maybe she's going to be a defendant in the
Party
next
to
one.
the case.
You know what I mean?
She might.
Because, you know, you can't just run your mouth. That's defamation exists as a claim.
Yes.
There's a lot of elements that you have to prove in order to win your claim of defamation. But, you know, if Megyn Kelly is saying that they're all lies and she knows that there is some truth to it, like if she's seen that there are harassment complaints and then she knows that this retaliation campaign happened, well, then she's caught.
That'd be a twist. The twist of twists. If, you know, Megyn Kelly goes, oh, you mother, like the thing she said about her.
Oh, the thing she said today.
In the first 2 minutes, I couldn't take it.
It's
or less minute.
Really unreasonable fucking behavior, bro.
Unhinged.
I know. She's being really fucking
And
venomous.
so I was so glad to turn it off. But wouldn't it be a fucking amazing response if, like, we wake up on Monday morning and she's filed and she's added.
Yeah, she's like,
these,
okay,
these people
you're
as
sued
parties.
too. You're part of the fucking smear
Yeah,
campaign.
and now we'll see if I can't get it discovered because I'm suing you because you're
Right.
fucking defaming me because you said I lied about all this shit and I didn't lie about a single fucking thing.
And then meanwhile, Bryan Freedman is so rich.
And Bryan Freedman's just fucking. Oh, was that another lawsuit against? We got this. Don't worry, we'll take it to the highest court.
Yeah, right. However long it takes.
The very highest court, I promise you. You know what? I think I should fight this case till the day I die. That's what I think I should do. 1,500 an hour till the day I die. The person he's suing into oblivion is his own client. The person that Bryan Freedman is suing into oblivion is his own.
It's true. Nobody's gonna fucking touch that guy ever again. Austin said, if you had $1 million, Megyn Kelly would hate on Leo too. Oh, definitely Toby, man. Maybe not Leo, but definitely Toby.
Hey, listen, I got invited. That's not true. They hate Leo. I got invited to Candace Owens. I turned down Candace Owens, but because I would never.
Oh, she would run with the story.
Unlike,
sure.
Oh yeah, Candace Owens was like, yeah, hey, well, it was her publicist or agent or whoever it was, but they got a hold of me on TikTok and they were like, hey, like, get you on Candace Owens. And let me tell you what, man, you know how many books I would have sold? Hundreds, thousands, that good. It would have brought in.
Well, I don't know how many of her
thousands of books.
You think that her?
I do.
You think her watchers, her listeners, her audience, they read a lot?
I think they read this kind of stuff a lot. Yeah.
She doesn't believe in dinosaurs, Dale.
Well, it doesn't matter.
Sure.
The point I'm trying to make.
I feel like they read one book. You know?
Yeah.
The good book. Like they probably just read the one book.
All right. Well, then forget my point.
Why?
Because I was trying to make a point.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Well, I'm just saying that I would have sold a lot of books, probably thousands, and I know you don't think so, but I would have. She has her market. It's about capturing a small part of the market. So yes, while the majority of her listeners probably don't read, that's true for all Americans.
Yeah, I'm just really glad that you have better judgment than that.
Lisa's asking if I would say if I would forgive Leo if he said sorry, and I'm sorry. I don't mean to laugh at the question. It's such a funny thought. Like it's just the thought would be like.
If he was like, "Oh, my bad, bro."
Hang on a second. Hi, Dale. I have Leo for you. Okay, great. 1 second. Hey, Dale, it's Leo. Hey, what's going on, dude? I'm sorry. Oh, yeah, okay. No, that's great. I feel fucking perfect. No, really, no.
That's all I wanted to hear.
30 fucking years, buddy, and I feel, it's been a long, it's like taking a good shit. You know what I mean? Because that's, what 50-year-olds talk about nowadays. Anywho, okay, no, you don't want to be friends. Okay, yeah, okay, bye. No, I mean, it takes more than sorry.
I love that you were still talking on one of these phones.
Well, yeah, because he's calling me on my emergency line.
With the cord?
Yeah, it's got the cord. It's my emergency line.
Or maybe it's one of those where like you have to pull up the.
I was thinking about putting one on the set.
You should.
Yeah, like a wall phone,
Yeah, that'd be really great.
Maybe it rings every now and then. It's like, Ma?
Hello?
Ma. No, you don't. You don't boil the water. You're making ice cream. I gotta go back.
That's it. Every now and then. That'll be your prop.
Yeah. Hey, dude, we got 420. We have, the views are 420. Smoke 'em if you got 'em. Spark it. Okay, guys, what's next? You got more comments or what? Or are we getting on to the other stories? Wow, man, Justin Baldoni never fucking ceases to get me pissed off on it in a fucking day. Him and his fucking clan, bro. I don't understand these people. Lisa Timms is here. I sent your book today.
Sweet.
It's on the way. That was the last of the free books.
Oh, I can give you the tracking number if you want to send it to.
Thank you. I'll send it to Lisa. That was the last of the free books. But
congratulations.
Yeah, but
so the free books were because you reached a milestone.
Yes.
Right? 500
followers. Subscribers. Yeah,
okay.
the followers on the other platform.
Oh, okay.
Whatever they call it. You know, friends of the show. So we got to 500. We gave away 5 books. At 1,000, we're giving away 10 books. And I'm just going to keep giving away books until I'm broke or have no more books, whichever comes first. Lisa Timms, your friend is Don. Yes, Lisa, she was married to him. Don Plum. That's correct. He's sexy.
That's what he says.
I'm Don Plum. I'm sexy. When he said that, that was all straight, like unwritten, like no, I didn't know it was coming. That was his confessional, and so we just like, their confessionals were, they were the funniest things to shoot, really. Her, Don's and Flo's, Stephanie's. Yeah. Stephanie dropped that fucking.
I love that she dropped her character in the mirror. Brilliant. That was really great.
I loved it. They were both remarkable. We were really lucky to work with them. As lucky as we were to work with Leonardo DiCaprio, we were able to work with Bryan Timms and Stephanie Freedman. That's how talented they were. Absolutely fucking brilliant. All right, you got more stuff? What do you got? I'm still on my fake coffee. I haven't had a coffee in like years.
Well, did we already mention everything you wanted to bring up today?
Well, let's go see. Your gut feelings are memories. Well, first of all, we did. We covered Travis's jersey selling like hotcakes. Did we cover that?
No, you haven't mentioned
Travis Kelce. First of all, let's talk a little bit of Taylor Swift here because you adorably sat beside me and started showing me like actual Swiftie reactions. The one father.
Yeah, somebody had compiled a bunch of Swifties reacting to the news of the engagement.
It was really.
And they were like tearful, celebratory. It was like it was their own engagement.
You said
really sweet.
You said quite hilariously. You said, "No wonder he's so scared."
No wonder Baldoni's publicists were like, "We have a really big problem." Because Blake Lively is close with Taylor Swift, and if she engages the Swifties, that is going to cost you another $5,000 a month.
Well, to prove how powerful it really is, a moment for how powerful she is, and just everything is, and like even on Kelce's side, like it's just you're always pandering to whatever side, and if whoever has a big hunk of it, right? So Donald Trump relies
and her fans fucking adore her. I thought that they were.
Yeah, really, that school celebration where they're singing her song.
Yeah, it was like
jumping up and down.
There's like 4 dozen children in schoolgirl uniforms, just like jumping up and down and singing along to one of her songs.
Wonderful.
In celebration. It was adorable.
And the other one was this father who like did this clever way of like doing this Taylor Swift trivia because his daughter, 26-year-old daughter, who still lives at home and is unmarried, and there's a reason I'm telling you that. She knows everything about Taylor Swift, and so he runs this quiz about her ever being engaged. She's like, no, she's never been engaged. He's like, and then he plays this trick on her, and then eventually reveals, well, she is engaged. She's like, what? No. Jumps on her phone, goes to Instagram. There it is, the announcement. She literally breaks down, and a part of what she breaks down for, and this is why I think like this is what I admire in great celebrity versus like shit celebrity. Taylor Swift, personal life, personal habits, personal lifestyle. Right? She hung in there, I guess you could say, according to this woman, her fan, and waited for the right one. And so even though she's in her mid-30s, or what is she, like 30? How old is she? What, 37? 36?
Who, Taylor
36?
Swift?
Yeah, Taylor, 36, I think. She waited till she was 36 to find her one true love. And so it was a funny moment because the father was like, maybe your time will come soon too. And then she started to cry and talk about how Taylor Swift, and thanked Taylor Swift because Taylor Swift proves that she's on the right path of waiting for the right one and not just settling for some guy. And
she's like a role model to people.
She couldn't be more correct, by the way. The worst thing this kid could do at 26 years old is jump into a relationship because she's not totally in fucking... like, right. I got into a relationship that wasn't like we are. Like, we're madly in love. It's just that simple.
I know, but I think it's just these like young relationships before you find out exactly who you are. You don't know whether you're going to end up being the same person that your spouse married, you know? I think that's why divorces happen. I mean, there's a lot of people in their early 30s that are already divorced because they got married in their early 20s, you know? I don't think it's smart. Having done it myself, I just don't think it's smart.
There might be circumstances when it's perfect. Like, you know, there are childhood or whatever, you know, high school sweethearts and stuff like that. My ex-wife's closest friend, her and her husband have been together since high school. You know, that's cool. I mean, those stories are really heartwarming as well. They have 2 kids together, and presumably they're still madly in love, or I mean, at least really like each other's company. And so, you know, it can happen, but it's just wonderful. My point, it's just wonderful that she's sitting there and inspiring these kids and like giving them something to hang on to, because I don't think a 26-year-old needs to worry about whether or not she's married or not. I don't think anybody at any age needs to worry about it.
No, but isn't it interesting? She was saying that everybody in her family is pressuring her to find somebody and settle down at 26 years old. And the only person that she has as a role model for waiting until you really fall in love is Taylor Swift. So it's like, it's a good thing they have her. Yeah. You know?
So the news is that Travis Kelce's jersey are selling like hotcakes, like to the tune of his jersey, which is already a very high selling jersey. He's one of the most beloved players in all of football.
Wait, so how much more?
200%, Angela, since
200%.
It has the sales have risen 200%.
That's a fucking lot.
Since the announcement.
All just because she got engaged to him.
This woman, man, she goes to
you know what?
She goes into a city and the economy changes.
I know.
She makes an announcement and the economy changes.
It is really amazing because she's like, okay, I really like this guy and I'm going to prove it. I'm going to show all my fans. And then all of her fans were like, I really like him too. So they buy his jersey and they support everything he does.
It's so...
I think it means that like you can expect that she's going to be at every Chiefs game. And so they're also going to put on their Chiefs, you know. I wonder how many Swifties bought the Chiefs jersey and they actually live in households that like aren't Chiefs households. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, so they're wearing like the rival teams.
Yeah, like believe me, if you walked into my house with the Dallas Cowboy shirt on, we got to fucking talk. Right. We got to chat. We got to have a conversation. It's going to be like, okay, well, how often is this going to happen? That would be the first conversation. I'd be like, this is going to happen this time. We know that because it happened. And I'm going to have to live with this. But how often am I going to have to live with this?
Yeah.
Tell me how many times am I going to be exposed to the shit on your back? Great news for the Philadelphia Eagles today. One of the best linebackers in the whole league, a Dallas Cowboy, is no longer a Dallas Cowboy, which means the Philadelphia Eagles do not have to face him 2 times a year. Starting with the opening game of the season.
Do you know where he's going?
Green Bay. He's a Philly native.
Oh, really?
And he hated Dallas so much that he got out of there.
Wow.
I love it. Anyway, we don't want to bore people with this. Where am I? I'm totally
We're going to have to talk about football when football season starts.
We'll talk a little bit about it. You know, I mean, I'm a fan, you know. And Jason Kelce, bro. His brother, I mean, you know what I mean. I don't even know. The Kelces. All right, where are we? What's next? More chat, or do I go to the next thing? But Jason Kelce's jersey is selling. Swifties are amazing human beings, and I love that they love her as much as they do. And I couldn't be more impressed with Taylor Swift. You know, and what I love about it is like today I had to go put a couple of books in the mail. And as I was doing so, I was blasting Taylor Swift. And I was thinking about like if somebody heard me, like,
oh yeah,
school's back, and so there's all these kids walking around, and I'm like, you know, I'm blasting. You know how I get. I'm ripping it, and I'm thinking like somebody might hear that I'm playing, you know, Taylor Swift.
You're like singing,
and then I was just like, you know, and I am singing, of course. And people are like, you know, people will be like, yeah, I mean, Taylor Swift, man, she reached everybody if he wanted to be reached, you know. Like even a buddy of mine today, I'm talking to him and he's like starts dissing on Taylor. I was like, motherfucker. He was visiting him. He was
Not
like,
in this house.
He was like, people are fans, but I don't understand. I was like, what don't you understand? You tell me what you don't understand. Let me try to help you with
Let me
this.
explain
I can
it to you.
explain why she's brilliant. It won't take long.
That's great.
He was like, he backed off too. He was like, okay, whatever. I'm not saying anything. I'm not like taking a personal stance here. I'm just saying, my daughter loves her, whatever.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's why she has a lot of opposition, is just because they think that it's girl stuff, so it's bad.
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
I think that's about as deep as it goes.
And it's also like, to think that it's like limited to just breakups. First of all, what she writes about in her breakup stories are so like beautifully human. And that's what's really great about them. They're universal stories. They're just universal stories. There's nothing, there's nothing sort of segregated about them. They're very much universal in the way in which the stories unfold and the feelings and emotions that are jammed and packed inside of them, the visuals. Man, I just fucking love her. I'm a big goddamn giant fan, and I'm not going to get a tattoo of her because I've already committed to getting one of Jason Kelce. Jerry Jones is the worst thing to ever happen to the NFL. As an Eagles fan, I would say he's the best thing that happened to the NFC East because they haven't done shit in decades. I hope he lives forever. He is responsible for the Raiders ditching Oakland, and that I am so sad for you on. I feel bad for you. The Raiders, come on, a dicey organization. Once LA, then Oakland, now Las Vegas. They're mutts. You gotta just go with it. They're mutts, like San Diego at this point.
This is funny. Austin said, if I were Taylor Swift, I would have been offended by the $5,000 increase only. She'd be like, come on, you're going to do a smear campaign against me and it's only going to cost you $5,000? It's cheap.
Right.
I'm worth more than that.
Excuse me, I'm Taylor Swift. You need an army of defense. You're going to need a whole country of people.
Cosmic Urgency said, I hope Travis doesn't think it means the Swifties really like him because they'll be hating him when the divorce happens like they turn on Perfect Joe Alwyn. It's a cult.
Did they turn on Joe Alwyn?
I guess.
Why? He helped her write some great music.
Maybe
what the fuck?
Maybe they turned on him because,
he was bad to her. Well, if he was bad to her, then you got to get spanked.
I don't know. We're not that deep in the Swiftie lore.
No, we are not.
Shannon O's said, it seems like no matter who you root for, you always hate the Cowboys.
Oh, yeah. No, Cowboys are, they're just absolute crap. It's true. Like, it's true. If I'm like, sometimes when I'm like screaming at baseball, I'll be like, no, fuck Dallas. And there's nothing to do with Dallas.
They're not even involved.
Absolutely not involved. By the way, funny. The Mets fucking swept the Phillies. Not just this season, but last two. I mean, 11 games straight we lost there. Titanic Edits is here. Sweet. I'm going to get you a book. I have to talk to you about it, though, because it's going to take a minute. But I'm going to get you a book. I got to figure it out right now because they're blocking. I wanted to send a book to the UK for Miss Rose Dawson.
And it's not easy.
And they're blocking shipments to the UK. This whole trade war that Donald Trump has started has made things. I don't want to get the book lost in the mail, is what I'm trying to say. By the way, if you haven't, please like the live. If you haven't, please subscribe to the channel. If you haven't, please buy my book, Too Real a Hollywood Memoir. If you really haven't, please hug someone you love today.
I have two things that I brought today to share with you.
Thank you.
One of them is a science-y thing. Another thing is a nature thing.
I fucking crave them both.
Okay, but which one do you want first?
I want the science-y thing first.
Okay.
This means it's going to be good.
Your consciousness can jump through time. Meaning gut feelings are memories from the future.
Oh my God.
Scientists say.
When you said this title to me and you didn't read anything, you just told me that our gut feelings are our memories from the future, and I am just over the moon already. I'm absolutely elated. Go ahead, keep going.
Cognitive neuroscientist Julia Mossbridge, PhD, has had her own experiences with strange psychic gut feelings. She has, and so she's been studying and collecting other people's eerie accounts of precognition.
God, you should have called me. I have so much.
Let's say, she said, it's not hard to understand precognition, said Mossbridge, senior distinguished fellow at Human Potential at the Center for the Future Mind and founder of the Mossbridge Institute. Okay. People just make jobs.
That's true, right? I got to be the founder of some kind of tent or something. I'm gonna make like the founder of the big boy tent.
She says it's not hard to understand precognition. It's just hard to believe for people who haven't experienced it. We don't understand how time works. Even physicists are admitting...
It's a construct. We know that.
I know. Even physicists are admitting they really don't know how it works. We're stuck in this idea that if you're truly scientific, you're going to think about time linearly. But is it really linear? A lot of the resistance to ideas about precognition and psychic phenomena is about fear. The fear of the unknown or the fear that things aren't the way they appear to be. Precognition suggests... This is back to the article. Precognition suggests that our consciousness might actually reach beyond the linear perception of time. According to parapsychologist Dean Radin, PhD, the chief scientist at the Institute of Noetic Sciences and associate distinguished professor of integral and transpersonal psychology at the California Institute of Integral Studies. He has been probing consciousness for decades. He's the author of several books on the topic, including Entangled Minds, the award-winning Supernormal, and Real Magic.
By the way, we talked about the telepathy tape
Yes.
podcast, which it's live again. We should probably start listening because it's back up.
Okay, great.
There are new seasons going on. And if you guys
that's
haven't
neat.
checked it out, the telepathy tapes podcast, it fucking name still buggers me up.
Telepathy tapes.
The telepathy tapes podcast. So you got to add, the podcast part is
We're just going to
important.
beam it straight into your brain.
It's on YouTube. So you're already here. You can check it out. And I'll tell you what, man, it's mind fucking blowing, especially if you go to the website where you get to actually see, the experiments, because seeing them really does because you hear it and you're like, oh, that is interesting. When you watch it, you're like, no goddamn way.
I know. It's amazing.
It's amazing.
So Radin and Mossbridge, these two PhDs, so they're colleagues, and they collaborate, both wanted to show the validity of precognition through statistics gathered from experiments and support the view of nonlinear time. Okay, so check this out.
Okay.
Radin says this time is not how we experience it on an everyday level. In quantum mechanics, time may not even be part of our physical reality. It's not that time doesn't exist. It just behaves in a much stranger way than how it's seen through the lens of the human experience. It suggests that something probably associated with our consciousness that is different from our everyday experiences of time. It's able to jump outside ordinary experience and receive information from the past or future. So they did experiments. While working at
I just love this so much. I can't even
Oh,
believe it.
this is why I'm reading it to you.
Like this, it doesn't, you know, like when you get
This
your
is
head
my
around,
love language, is to find shit like this to bring to you.
dude, because if you get your head around it, you start thinking about it, it solves so many of your actual big emotional problems or your stress problems.
Yeah.
Because it really like just diminishes them almost. You know, they come back real fast because hunger and like shelter and all this other stuff. But it just gives you like this respite from it all for a moment. And you're just like, holy fuck, it's so much bigger and better.
Yeah. Also,
And it also helps explain or even kind of prepare for death in a lot of ways.
this article is better than I'm reading. I'm kind of skipping through to try and get the highlights, but it's been vague so far, what I've read to you. This is an actual experiment. Okay. While working at the University of Nevada in the mid-1990s, Radin created an experiment to prove it. His hypothesis was that if awareness transcended time, like you get a gut feeling that something bad is about to happen.
Yeah.
They're saying that that is actually like a warning, like a memory from the future.
Like Waylon Jennings.
Like, you know, something
like
bad
Waylon
is.
fucking Jennings, bro.
Yeah. Like
I mean,
Waylon
I don't even know
Jennings.
that he had a bad feeling as much as he was just like, suddenly he was like, I'm not getting on this plane with Buddy Holly.
And he knew.
Something happened, bro. He
Okay,
turned
so
around,
check
walked
this out.
off, gave his seat to somebody who died.
His hypothesis was that if awareness transcended time, responses to an upcoming stimulus would appear before the stimulus itself. So the subjects were wired to an EEG machine and then told to press a button on a computer screen to be shown a random image. This image would either be positive, such as a sunrise, or negative, like a car crash. Okay. Mm-hmm. The EEG machine would then gauge the brain activity within 5 seconds between the prompt where they push the button and then the image that would show up. Predictions of seeing a positive image elicited little or no emotion. Okay. Mm-hmm. So they just pushed the button. The EEG machine was like blank and it was a picture of sunrise.
Right.
Okay. While a spike in brain activity meant the subject had a feeling they were going to be shown a negative image. Okay. This experiment has since been replicated ad nauseum and echoed the original results, which were statistically significant. Since then, this type of pre-sentiment, this type of study, has been successfully replicated about 36 times. And in 1995, the CIA even declassified its own precognition research after statisticians were hired to review the work and declare it statistically reliable.
I mean, they know shit that, they just know shit.
When statistics keep speaking to the existence of a phenomenon, that should be enough proof, Mossbridge says. But she recalls a physicist doubting her experimental results because he believed in linear time. Mossbridge's research has shown that most people are capable of some level of precognition. She thinks that more would actually be aware of this ability, which is often looked at by society as delusional, if it was considered more mainstream. Like, if it was more mainstream, if we mainstreamed the idea that people are capable of extrasensory perception and precognition, and that you don't have to be a fucking oracle, but you could just trust your gut feeling because it is a predictor, more people would hone that skill, they'd practice it, and then it would just be normal, and people would be able to have this.
Yeah, and you know what? On the one hand, I was thinking, oh, God, the grifters, like the grifters would just come out of everywhere, and that's true to an extent. But then again, if you're sitting there and you're like honing this incredible skill, we were able to it's a bullshit detector. Ostensibly, because
I love how it's like specifically a warning of negative things, but of positive things you don't need to be warned about it, so your body doesn't try to signal anything to you. The EEG doesn't show any difference. This goes on. Other cultures view precognition differently. Radin has studied Tibetan oracles who anticipated the future. For instance, he realized that clairvoyance, more scientifically known as remote viewing, is the ability to see not only through time, but also space. Thousands of years ago, eons before there were news updates and weather forecasts, shamans who were able to perceive the future through time and space would be able to predict whether it would rain or whether their enemies were advancing. Some cultures use psychoactive substances.
That's my fucking...
To awaken the third eye.
That's what I'm talking about. But that's like my
All of
process.
this is in Popular Mechanics, so I'm like, wow, this is pretty like woo-woo talking for a science magazine.
Well, listen, this is, we talked about the age of Aquarius, right? We got Pluto in Aquarius, the death of old, the beginning of so old things dying, new things being born, and new fantastic...
We're going to change our ideas about consciousness and our abilities.
Of things that were otherwise completely not there before.
Well, yeah, and especially Gemini.
New ideas, ideals, etc.
Gemini is an air sign, so it's really centered around the exchange of ideas. So Uranus revolutionizing the exchange of ideas. I feel like a lot of people are going to be developing their psychic abilities. Anyway, would you like to hear more?
Yes, please. I can't. I'm just over the moon.
Radin, the PhD, said precognition could be explained as a form of quantum entanglement. Particles that are entangled are supposed to share the same information and behave the same way.
So déjà vu would be in the same boat.
Yes. Even from far away, these particles will share the same information and behave the same way. Einstein called it spooky action at a distance. Radin thinks...
The theory of spooky action at a distance?
Yes, Einstein said it. Radin thinks this theory might explain why we can remember things that have not yet happened. Some people hypothesize that precognition is your brain entangled with itself in the future.
Oh my God, I'm just out of control.
I know.
Blake Crouch is like, I told you! I fucking told you!
Because entanglement is not only things separated in space, but also separated in time. If it can be entangled with itself in the future, in the present, you'd be feeling something like a memory that is going to happen in the future.
Wow, it's so goddamn awesome.
If time is not so linear.
Maybe that's why I think I'm going to be successthrow. Maybe I'm remembering my success from the future.
Well, apparently, according to the studies, you would only have this sense about bad things.
Oh, what?
Don't throw stuff. If time is not so linear and consciousness can enter an invisible portal to the future, it might explain the feeling of déjà vu. Like you said.
How about that? See how smart I am?
Yep. Regardless, the phenomenon of precognition is backed by statistics. It's just a matter of proving what the mechanism could be, Mossbridge says.
Well, it's so great because it is something that we all have. There's no, like, I've never thought of it. I have it. I literally knew the minute that I met Leonardo DiCaprio that I was going to be working with him. And by the way, you see, on the one hand, you said that it only works for bad things, but that's not true because I knew that good things were happening. I knew that I was going to meet fucking Jeff Goldblum. I knew it. I had no explanation for why I knew it.
Yeah.
But I did.
You had a memory from your own brain
Of meeting
because
that
you were
motherfucker.
entangled with yourself through time.
Right. And what's so interesting about that was that it was a meeting. And what's so interesting about that is that I knew upon hearing that he was coming to Vancouver that I was going to meet him. I told my roommate, holy fuck, I don't know why I'm saying this, but I am going to meet Jeff Goldblum. Not only did I meet him, I met him at the very last day of his working in Vancouver.
Yeah.
But leading up to that, I ended up forming what would be my closest friendship in Los Angeles, and what I thought was going to be one of my best friends in all of life.
Also, you had a premonition about meeting Jeff Goldblum, and then he said something that changed your life. So it was a premonition about this like really, really consequential meeting.
Yeah. But what's so interesting about it is where it was placed.
Yeah.
Because it was placed so much like further into the real impact of Jeff Goldblum's, like the premonition around Jeff Goldblum. Because, you know, I met Jeremy Sisto and Alicia Silverstone months and months and months and months before I met Jeff Goldblum. And so I'd formed a friendship with them, and there was already a question about whether I might come to Los Angeles from Vancouver. And, you know, it was just like this whole life-changing shit was all happening before even meeting him. And that was why before even meeting him, I had just assumed that moment of that, you know, sort of entanglement, that entangled moment was really just about meeting Jeremy Sisto and Alicia Silverstone and about them changing my life. And then sure enough, I ended up walking in his trailer, where in that trailer, sort of, you know, we poured the cement on whether or not I was going to be going to LA or not. Pretty fucking neat.
You're an oracle.
Hey, listen, I don't want you guys fighting over Joe. Okay? All right?
We can still love him.
Listen, relationships are difficult. All right? The important thing
Your mom and dad still love each other.
is that Joe is wearing blue clothing and Taylor Swift is getting married. That is what is important here. Now, listen, Joe's cool, right? Everything's cool. Maybe Joe even gets invited. They're already, by the way, putting out the fucking headlines that Blake Lively's not going to be invited.
Oh my God.
That's already out there. The fucking headlines are already
Why
out
do you
there.
guys fucking give a shit? What is this fucking high school shit? Like, who fucking cares? The popular girls might be having a fight. Why do you fucking care?
Taylor
is so
Swift
stupid.
is going to invite Blake Lively to that wedding.
Of course she fucking
and
is,
her
dude.
godchild is going to go to that wedding. Yeah. I fucking
So
assure you.
stupid.
And if it doesn't happen,
They're going to have it on a
will
fucking
be-
secluded island so nobody can fucking bother them about it.
if
Okay.
it doesn't happen, it'll be surprising and also extremely sad. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for the follows. Thank you for the love. You guys are incredible. Keep going.
Are you ready for my nature story?
Oh, yes.
This is also going to blow
Thank
your
you for
mind.
sharing that story, though, because I am entangled with it forevermore.
I know, isn't it great?
Yes.
I'm going to read everything I can. I'm going to get all three of the guys' books.
What's the actual entanglement? What's it called? Cognitive entanglement? What is it?
Quantum.
Quantum entanglement. Is that right?
I don't know. Do I?
Shit.
Should I go find it?
No, I'll ask you later. We'll do it on the couch where we're sucking on melons. Sucking on chili dogs.
Sucking on chili dogs.
Sucking on chili dog.
chili dog.
Sucking on a chili dog. Sucking on a chili dog.
Anyway, this guy, I'm really interested in his books.
A glitch in the matrix, says Austin.
Radin.
Yes, something like that, right?
Dean Radin, PhD.
Fucking. Oh, this is the nature one now?
No. I was just.
I'm so excited about the nature
I
one because that
I
one
went to
just,
find that information about what they call it, and I can't find it.
you know how much I
I have to
love.
watch it back.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know how much I love the quantum stuff.
Next thing I have for you.
Yes.
We're back down to earth, okay?
All right.
Okay. All right. This is amazing.
Okay. I believe you.
Spiders
Yes.
have been seen keeping fireflies, keeping them as glowing prisoners because their light draws more prey to their webs.
God.
Isn't that
They're
amazing?
like octopus.
Yes.
They're fucking.
They're smart.
Oh my
and
God.
They're using tools.
They're like, hey, that fucking light. See, what I know about light is,
as a spider
as a spider,
who always builds a web right in front of your porch light.
if you can harness it, I think it could attract food. Let's give it a try.
You
That's
peeked a little.
wild. Yeah, I heard though. Did I feedback? I think my voice echoed in my cup.
Okay, so the fireflies are kept inside the webs for as long as they glow before they're consumed. So they keep them as prisoners. This is amazing.
Oh my God.
Nocturnal spiders have been filmed capturing fireflies and keeping them in their webs to attract more prey, even intermittently checking on them over the course of an hour.
Is everything okay?
Are you still alive?
Are you thirsty?
Make a light.
I can get you some food, plenty of food.
Like tricking them. When the fireflies were kept on the webs, sheet web spiders attracted significantly more prey than without the bioluminescent
Oh my
beetles.
God. Well, of course they did. We know that. We turn off our fucking light for that very reason.
Leading researchers to think the spiders are purposefully using the fireflies as bait to increase hunting success.
Wait a minute. Does that mean that when we turn off our light, like all the spiders that live around that light are like, God damn it. Fuck, lady. I'm trying to eat here.
Exactly. It's so unpredictable.
What? With the turning off of the light. Is it that expensive?
I know it's true. Like if you don't want spiders on your porch because you keep having to walk into them and stuff, just keep your fucking lights off. Go put a light somewhere out in the the side of your garden where you won't ever walk. Okay, so the study was led by Ai-Min So, a researcher at Tung Hai University who studies spider behavior. That's a cool job.
What are you doing today?
I'll be playing with the spiders again, I assure you.
I know everything. Whenever he talks, he does this.
What am I doing? Playing with spiders. What are you doing?
Studying the spiders.
Studying them. Every move they make. Do you know they have 8 legs? It's true.
So he said, I'm sorry, I don't know the gender of this person. They said, our findings highlight a previously undocumented interaction where firefly signals intended for sexual communication are also beneficial to spiders. Let's see. This study sheds new light on the ways that that nocturnal...
See what they did there?
Huh?
Sheds new light.
Yeah.
They're up to writers, man.
Get it?
Never stop.
No, this is the scientist.
Oh.
This study sheds new light.
This study, which I have been studying...
sheds new light on the ways that nocturnal sit-and-wait predators can rise to the challenges of attracting prey and provides a unique perspective on the complexity of predator-prey interactions.
Why are we not talking about the thinking?
Yeah.
Why are we talking about spiders thinking?
Because they're scientists who observe behavior, right?
But that's not behavior. That's thinking. That's they're adapting. It's like, you know what? Shit's not going really well. We need an attraction. They're fucking roadside attraction here.
I know, but it's all. You can just observe animal behavior. You can't decide what they're thinking.
They're thinking. No, just that they're thinking.
Yes.
They're thinking.
Right. Yeah.
They are thinking.
They're strategizing.
We watch the fucking mice think. We watch the fucking octopus think. Now the spiders are thinking.
The researchers had noticed sheet web spiders, which build their sheet-like webs close to the ground. They had accumulated a number of winter fireflies, and they thought these glowing bugs might have been used as a visual lure. To find out, the team developed a series of field experiments. Okay, so they placed LED lights resembling fireflies and sheet spider webs and left other webs empty as controls. The findings, published Thursday in the Journal of Animal Ecology, revealed the LED webs attracted 3 times more prey than the empty webs. When just looking at the number of fireflies caught, the LED webs snared 10 times more than the non-LED webs. Okay, but this isn't saying that spider behavior. Let me see. Sheet web spiders found in subtropical forests of East Asia normally sit in the dark waiting for prey to approach. Footage captured by the researchers showed that if another insect, such as a moth, is caught, the spiders eat it immediately. But the fireflies were left for up to an hour before being consumed, which is about the same amount of time that a female firefly emits a glow in a fixed location, the authors wrote in the study.
Amazing. Just absolutely outstanding in every possible way. Spider-Man is real. Spider-Man is real.
Let's see.
It's just a joint.
The researchers think the spiders, unlike other sit-and-wait predators that have developed their own bioluminescence like anglerfish, that these spiders have worked out how to exploit fireflies' sexual cues to their advantage. The researchers said, handling prey in different ways suggests that the spider can use some kind of cue to distinguish between the prey species they capture and determine an appropriate response. We speculate that it's probably the bioluminescent signals of the fireflies that are used to identify fireflies, enabling spiders to adjust their prey handling behavior accordingly.
I just am so impressed by it. I can't even. It's breathtaking. Well, you know how I love spiders. I love them. I think they're wonderful. They're beautiful creatures. I think they are just fascinating in every possible way. And you definitely got to be careful around them, especially the uber, venomous ones. I was in Guatemala and I had an encounter with a tarantula, and I had no idea of, how poisonous it was because I'm no expert.
Venomous.
But you're right, venomous. But, no?
Poisonous is if you eat it.
Really?
Yes.
Bad spiders. Anyway, I hung out with it for a minute. And let me tell you, it was so cool. Like I got up, I took these really close shots with my phone. They're on my Instagram if you want to check them out. My Insta.
There are some really, really cool bug pictures. You're a really good bug photographer.
But what was so cool about it was that I was like, fucking hanging out with him and I was taking these pictures, and he was like chilling, and he's kind of moving around. And then he moved so fucking lightning fast when he was done with me. Yeah. I realized, holy shit, I could have got struck and didn't, because I thought even though I was close, I was like, I'll see him coming. No. This thing moved it was gone. I was like, holy fuck, I could have got hit by this thing, because I was up in its face. I got some close up ass photos of this fucking thing,
I'm really interested in animal smarts. You know how they say that you can tell that something is intelligent by whether it uses tools? Yeah. Usually when they go it's
a big thing. Yeah.
The archaeologists will talk about I don't know if is it archaeology or anthropology, probably. They'll talk about when humans were evolving and when they started using tools. And then they'll marvel at oh, look, this chimpanzee is using a tool or something, just like us early humans did.
And you cut to the chimpanzee and he's shaving.
Yeah. But it turns out that everybody is using tools. They found out that killer whales are taking up pieces of kelp, selecting pieces of kelp, stripping off some of the leaves, and then using these long tubes of kelp to massage each other. Killer whales are using tools and selecting them to use for caretaking, massaging each other with kelp. There is a
perfect.
There's a bottlenose dolphin.
I want get right. No, over there. That's it. That's the spot.
Exactly. There's a type of dolphin that has learned to use a sort of sea sponge over its nose to root around in the seafloor and rustle up some fish that are bottom dwelling fish. Okay.
Yeah.
But if they rustle around without this protective sponge that they've learned to use on their nose, they'll end up getting shells will cut up their nose or something. So what they do is they select this specific type of cone sponge that protects their face, and they wear it like a mask to root around. That's a dolphin using a tool.
Do
you know what I mean?
That's so crazy.
It's just the kind of cognition it takes for you to be I want to do a thing, but what I need to do is gather some other helpful thing in order to execute the thing I want to do well.
Austin's asking what the lumens is on a firefly.
I don't know.
A firefly lumens is 0.0006 lumens. So you're not going to light up a set with one anytime soon.
Oh, so that's amazing. If you see a garden spider and you want to help them out, you can just put a little LED light right behind them.
Yeah, you were like, oh, dude, you look.
You want some help, buddy?
A little thin, buddy. Maybe this wasn't the best spot. Let me help you out. Yeah. I'll get you a Christmas light.
Oh, that's great.
Well, and then the thing about the LED lights is they're not hot. Mm-hmm. So they're incredibly useful because they're also not dangerous. When I was a kid, I went to this place and I caught a turtle. I called my turtle Myrtle, and it was a little painter turtle. And it was these friends of the family, and they were like, "We're going to take you to this place," and I'd never been there. And it was this little cove of water, and I went in and there was just turtles everywhere. I was like, this is glorious. And I got me one because I was a kid and I took it home. I didn't tell anybody. I was like, what are you doing? Nothing. I stowed a turtle for a day and a half until I got it home, put it in my fish tank that once held my lizard, which had passed. And so I put my turtle in, I set it all up. I got my new turtle. I'm like, man, I love this thing. This fucking poor animal, man. I just stole it from its habitat.
Yeah, right.
And here I am, just what a fucking kid.
Did you do something smart? Was he using a tool?
No, but I fucked it up. I'm just telling the sad story.
You're telling a sad story?
Yeah, because...
Okay, well, I'm going to get back to talking about animals and tool use.
Because
this is what I was talking about.
My poor Myrtle, I thought he needed
I don't want to hear a sad story about your turtle because it's sad. What I was trying to say is that these whales, dolphins, crows, right? octopi. They're using tools.
Yeah.
Spiders are too.
Yeah.
Like, we're not alone. We're as intelligent as all of these other creatures are.
Yeah.
And I don't understand why everybody is acting all fucking superior about humanity. Whenever it seems like we're not doing anything special, we just have thumbs. Seems like the only difference.
Yeah, rest in peace, my lizard. Exactly. And my turtle. What I was saying was I turned on the fucking light and it was a heat lamp and I just wanted to give the thing.
Yeah, but why are you saying
I thought
that?
it wanted it light and I turned it on. And Stefan said, wasn't Barry Lyndon exclusively lit with fireflies? I'm pretty sure. She's like, not only that.
That's a deep cut.
But Kubrick went out and actually had to find the only camera that was ever made that was able to capture the images lit by 0.0006 lumens. There was only one of them, and it was on a Paramount lot, and they had to dig through like something like tons and tons of debris because it was like the oldest camera ever made. It had like an iris this big. I'm just taking the joke way too far. I've totally ruined everything.
It was a joke. He didn't do this.
Barry Lyndon,
Kubrick.
Kubrick. Well, but for the movie Barry Lyndon, he had a very specific camera, and there was like that he wanted to use.
And the studio was like, God, fucking
that housed a very specific lens.
This fucking guy.
And there was like he had to find them. They were
Didn't
very
he also
rare.
do like 200 takes with his actors and stuff too?
I don't know if he did on Barry Lyndon, but yes,
yeah.
he was notoriously long at takes. But that's not what we were talking about, Angela. What we were talking about was
I haven't seen that movie yet, and I'm really interested because it looks so gorgeous.
It's one of the most beautiful movies you'll ever watch. If you stay awake.
So I guess what he was doing with the camera worked out.
I watched that movie totally sober at the New Beverly Cinema, and I nodded out 100 times. I was like, it was like one of those, when you're reading a book and it just knocks you out.
Probably because it was all candlelit. So it's
yeah, it was like because you're in a dark theater and then the movie itself is so dark, it was just like a nightlight. Yeah,
yeah.
That's really funny. That's probably what it was exactly.
Austin said, reading a few tomes. I suppose that's tomes on. How do you spell tomes?
That's tomes.
Isn't it Tomes? This
tomes,
is tombs.
Tomes. You're right. I think it is.
Reading a few
He's in
tombs.
tombs. Yeah.
On history of the CIA. Oh, I'm like into this. I don't know anything about this, but I feel like I'm into this.
Yeah.
About intelligence issues and a podcast episode called Darknet Diaries. Interviews cyber intelligence super sourced. That's interesting.
Sounds juicy. Sign me up.
Austin, share the book list. I'm curious.
So
this.
I wanted to
There's probably
touch on,
so much bullshit.
Joe Alwyn wasn't bad for her. His great sin was enjoying privacy.
Oh yeah, well you can't have that if you're dating Taylor
Swifties
Swift.
have nothing on Joe. They have to make it up to justify their hate. Let me see. Those of us... Oh, no, those people are talking about the evolving... Where's Delicate on this? Delicate, planted stories. If the wedding is after next year, yes, she'll be there. If it's after the trial.
Oh, that's interesting. Well, the trial's not that far away.
The trial's in March. She's not getting married in March. She's not going to do that.
No, she'll probably have...
It'll probably be like a couple of years.
Even if it's just like a summer wedding.
I wouldn't be surprised if it's a couple of years. Unless she just wants to get it done because, like, she's like... But who knows? And then Cosmic Urgency said, if there's a wedding. And he's saying that because a lot of... I was talking to somebody today. It was like... remember I said I had to get into somebody's face about talking shit about Taylor Swift? Where they were like... He said, this guy's, this ages him a bit, but he's like, yeah, she's called a man-eater. I'm like, I mean, a succubus? Like, what are you talking about? A fucking man-eater.
Man-eater.
So apparently, she like goes in and like chews up their hearts and then spits them out and goes on to the next kind of thing. A succubus, basically.
Yeah.
And I think that's what Cosmic Urgency is kind of like, if there is a wedding, because it's like she's just going to have her like muse.
He's going to run.
Listen, Leonard Cohen had his muses. If anybody says fucking anything about Taylor Swift having her fucking muses, I will get fucking pissed because nobody had a problem with Leonard Cohen writing all about him all the way till he fucking died, by the way. Marianne, one of his very first fucking muses, died just before him. And he did this heartfelt little
it was really beautiful.
Little note to her speaking about how he was not far behind. And so if Taylor Swift doesn't get married, I don't want to hear no fucking shit about it because she's doing what every fucking dude in music has been doing for time immemorial. So
that's true. There's a lot of people who have like long engagements, like years and shit.
For sure, of course, man. Are you kidding me, man? I know a guy who's been fucking engaged for, fucking a decade, I'm pretty sure. It's been close to a decade. I think it was like 2016. He was like, I got engaged. They're still not married. Hey, look, that's cool. Like, fucking whatever. Who cares? Like,
Yeah, it doesn't matter. There's no rules.
They're still together.
Yep.
So maybe that's why they're still together. Maybe because she's like, I just don't need that fucking next level. So maybe that's it, Fuck, I got one ring. I don't need two. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, all I'm saying is that if Taylor Swift, if this is just a muse for her, I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
And as a matter of fact, I fucking fully endorse it.
Yeah.
And I hope that the rest of the world will, because they did with guys like Leonard Cohen. They were fascinated by his muses. And, fucking Lars von Trier called out publicly for what?
Yeah, that was really...
Bring me a muse.
That was really cute. He was like, I'm going to put an ad out in the in the classified section looking for my next muse.
Right. Cosmic Urgency is clarifying that he doesn't buy into the man-eater crap. He's always just been... he's been pro-Taylor, which is true. I just don't buy that Travis is the one. Well, I'll say that I believe anything she believes as regards that. If she loves this man and she said yes, I will say the photos were definitely not what I would have expected for Taylor Swift engagement.
I assume that she probably is really elated to be with somebody who is very confident and also super goofy. I feel like a lot of celebrities have a hard time dating like within their status, because they have to. It's like a high school, like they're kind of restricted with who they can date. But who isn't like super into themselves or so into themselves that they can't be goofy. I feel like she finally found a goofy man.
Yeah, it's weird. I think he has like a combination of like humility and confidence.
Yeah.
And like they're both like high level. Like he's got like a really great sense of humility. He knows he's just nothing but a humble man in reality. And that a lot of the things that he has going for him are things that he barely created for himself. Do you know what I mean? Like he woke up and got to be Travis Kelce. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Also, like
his brother is not as good looking as him. You know what I'm saying?
He's such a big
Gifts.
fan of hers too. Like that must be really nice.
He's utterly smitten. Like to see like how like this is when Cosmic Urgency says that, I get like a little like, oh, I see what you're saying, just because like the dude is just like, wow. Like, and the proposal.
I don't know who else she dated that started their relationship with a friendship bracelet. Like he made a friendship bracelet for her.
Yeah.
With his phone number on it.
Which is so high school.
Like he gave her a friendship bracelet he made. She
all the
must have been
Swifties
like,
fans are talking about the high school thing, which I guess there's some Easter eggy thing around high school.
I guess.
Which I don't know what that's about, but there you go with the fucking.
It's funny.
And maybe that's why. Maybe he might be like, he might have more. He might have some depth to him that I haven't even considered. Like I think he's an awesome dude. Like he came out talking about how he's not like much of a reader, and I was like, I felt bad for him in that moment because for a moment I was like, wow, don't say that because people will think you're dumb, or because he's not. You know what I mean? He's like it doesn't appear to be like, I think he knows who he is, and for me, awareness like beats the fuck out of what most people consider to be smarts. Do you know? Because if you're smart and unaware, you're useless.
Yeah.
If you're aware and therefore you understand what your limitations are, you're one of the most valuable people around because you're not going to pick up the end you can't carry.
Also, I think there's a lot of dudes that grow up in, like if you think about him, like he grew up in like the sports track, like ever since he was a little kid. And so he's probably not had a lot of people model to him that reading fiction is something that's enjoyable in and of itself. Like,
right.
I wonder whether a lot of the people he knows, especially like on his team and stuff, the kind of reading they do is probably like nonfiction, fucking like self-help shit, or like, be a beast in business or some shit like that,
Yeah. Well,
so like, if he's not interested in reading that kind of stuff, who can blame him?
Right.
I think if you're not modeled that reading fiction in literature is like super great, then, and you grow up and you're an adult that hasn't had that, it's hard to begin, I was really fortunate that way. And I think a lot of people aren't.
Probably so. I think you're probably right. Let me see. Cosmic Urgency. I'm not anti-Travis. I've been watching this wholesome ass podcast since before Taylor. Yeah. Yeah, man. We're just a good.
Do you want popcorn?
Yeah.
You do?
Yeah, go ahead. You want to put it on?
Well, only if you do.
Yeah, put it on medium.
Okay.
Just straight medium.
Okay.
I'm going to go through some of these comments while you're gone because the community is so great. What's up, Stefan, by the way? Hello to you, sir. Good to see you again. Erica's here. Did I tell you that already? It's always good to see her. Let me see. Stefan said, wasn't Barry Lyndon. That was funny. Oh, yeah, of course you said that. Of course you would, too. Let me see. Reading a few tomes on history. You did that one about how vulnerable website allowed every Iranian digital double agent and Chinese agent exposed, and they were unfortunately alive. Oh, my God. Well, I don't know how to comment on that, but that's the scariest thing ever. That's Blade Runner for me, constant knockout. The movie Blade Runner is a constant knockout because me too. See, because men can date, Dale, as many women as they want, but a woman, says Erica, who dates too many men is a problem. Yeah, real problem. I know, and it's not just that. Like, here she is engaged. Like, the idea of like, don't give me no shit about that is because like she's a fucking bona fide artist and she's got to get fed and she's going to go get that food. And if Travis ends up being that food, I don't give a shit. And I know that that's going to be harmful for Travis. He'll have to deal with that because he's gotten into this relationship in the first place. And if you don't know what you're getting into when you're getting into, you know, a relationship with a $1.6 billion worth, you know, pop star, then you got to pay better attention in your life because you're probably also walking across the street without looking both ways. You know what I'm saying? It's definitely not difficult to figure out that you're getting into a complicated, situation when you're getting in a situation with her. So hopefully he's taking that into consideration. And if he does, then maybe he might, get his heart broken. I don't know. I want the best for them. I don't even want to think about them not having a good fucking wedding. Let it be beautiful. Delicate is saying August 2026 is when the wedding will be. That is off after the trial. The trial is in March. Well, if the trial goes off in March. I think she invites her whether there's a trial or not at that point, but we'll see. I hope so. I hope that she doesn't allow Justin Baldoni to decide on her guest list at her wedding. Presumably there's only going to be one. Who knows? Maybe she turns into Liz Taylor and starts loving weddings. Who is it that loved to get married? I just saw there was like a show or something we were watching. Oh, Pam Anderson. If you saw Pamela, the Netflix documentary, on it, basically just Pamela admits that she just likes getting married. And at that time, in the documentary, a little spoiler, she like marries some Canadian dude. She's like, oh, see how this one works out. Literally like it's a pair of shoes. And it's kind of funny and refreshing because obviously it's a woman just, being incredibly powerful and attractive. Let me see. Well, that's interesting. Delicate says of Travis, he is the most emotionally intelligent man she has ever dated, and that's all she cares about. And that makes more sense to me than anything, dude. And he's giant. He's delicious. He's the best of his class.
You heard it here first. Dale said he's delicious.
Travis Kelce, giant and delicious. But listen, the fact that he is emotionally intelligent has got, I understand the hugeness of that. I think a lot of what you get out of her songs are like the
disappointment,
sort of the emotional instability, or almost the emotional like evading emotions almost.
Do you think that being in such a high level in the NFL in sports has made him emotionally intelligent, like that, like sports psychology?
Well, let me tell you about the best football players, the best athletes in the world have complete control over all of their emotions at all time.
That's
not always the case for Travis. We've seen him get
no, but it's true. Your emotions affect your performance. That makes sense.
And they know it more than anybody because they're taught it from one of the benefits. One of the reasons why I think a lot of parents are so eager to get their kids into athletics is because they hope that they can learn that they can come away with. You can't swing the bat angry. All you'll do is miss.
Yeah, that's interesting.
And so it's a beautiful thing to learn. And those who master it and happen to also be gifted in their pursuits are rise to the highest levels because they have that, they have an emotional, I love that. That's just so well put by Delicate. Thank you for sharing that because I just think that's really perfectly put. Lori Hicks says, just let them be happy. Exactly. Let them be happy. That's the way I see it. But that's why I'm saying, like, forget about that. If if there's no wedding, if it doesn't happen, who gives a fucking shit? That's her problem. That's his problem. We're going to get great music out of it.
No, but she's definitely expecting everybody who is a fan of hers to analyze everything, because that's definitely that's what she does. She encourages it. So
I truly want to believe in this.
I don't think she's offended that everybody's like looking into stuff and, mulling it over, turning the jewel, whatever.
I want to believe in this because of the way I see it affecting the people who love her so much.
Yeah.
I want to believe in it because it feels like a whirlwind of a fairy tale that everyone gets to have a second of.
I know they're so excited and emotional about it. I'm like, in these fucking fraught, fucking bewildering fucking times, like I'm stoked that people have this to be genuinely excited about.
I do. I agree with this 100%. I think it's just fucking fantastic. And I think people who might hate on it are just
haters.
Yeah, they're haters. Popcorn and melted butter yum, says Guilty Angel. It truly is that.
It's in your future.
It has.
Do you have a precognition? A gut feeling about it?
Do I have a gut feeling? My gut feeling says, yeah, baby, it's going to be delish.
It's just so interesting that you could like develop oracle skills. Like, who doesn't want that?
Right.
Do you want to become a psychic? I bet you could.
No, I
bet you could for sure.
I think I could certainly open up whatever abilities, I think I could tap into. I think I have certain, I think we all do. I think anybody can do anything they want to spiritually if they're willing to put in the work, but it is a lot of work because I believe that what we're in is sort of a contract that separates that from where we are so that we can have the experience, the life, the promise that we were given at birth.
As earthlings.
So I just feel like that's that space between consciousness and subconsciousness, or subconscious, the conscious and the subconscious, is meant to be there.
I feel like you have a special aptitude for it though, because you're kind of a mystic already. Like you already predict things strangely, suddenly.
I do.
You also have like a real you kind of have like a connection. You get it's almost like you pick up a signal when you're rolling on inspiration. It's like it comes through to you rather than, I don't know. It's just,
it is the fucking greatest.
You have like this really great like creative attunement to some sort of messenger, whatever.
There are times when you might be reading me where you'll be like if you're reading my book, right? If you're reading my book, you might come across a paragraph or two where you're like, what the fuck? Where I just go, I'm gone. Wherever I went, I don't even know. And it just comes out like almost poetically, like where like there's just a perfect cadence to it. There's a perfect voice there. It's just like every now and then I'll just tap into something.
And you're saying that didn't come from you?
Yeah, no, yeah. It's like I could practically close my eyes and it'll just happen.
That's so fucking awesome.
No, I do believe.
See, I don't think that I'd be very. I don't think I have an aptituite for this sort of thing because I really struggle with like turning off my skeptic brain, and like I'm way too like logical thinker. Like I'm too much of a concrete thinker. I think it's kind of a barrier for me to do a lot of like creative stuff.
I don't think it's voluntary. So I think it might happen if you go through the sort of process of getting those gates, the gateway opened essentially, because what happens is what happens is that you, for me at least, is that it's about preparing the way. Like, it doesn't just like, I don't like, sometimes you get struck by inspiration. You've heard this, right? It happens to almost everybody at some point in their life. They get struck by inspiration and they might act on it and maybe nothing comes of it. Most people probably it doesn't, because there's always depth to it. There's more to it than just the inspiration itself.
Yeah, there's always distractions too.
But what I believe is that there's a preparing of the way for these kinds of things. So what I do, like before I begin writing, is I get myself in the mood I want, specifically using music. So I use specific music for the specific mood I need. Like if like my writing is like really supercharged, I might throw on some fucking Priest or whatever it might be. I might like walk around my room, just get all fucking in the space of the energy that I need.
I wonder whether you could play with like different frequencies. I saw this really amazing video. There was a guy who was struggling with Parkinson's disease. He had really, really severe tremors. He was like, he couldn't control his body movements and he was like thrashing around while he's trying to make this video. Okay. Mm-hmm. He had a little device that he turned on and you could hear it in the audio recording and it made this little hum sound at a certain frequency. And all that he did was he touched it to his collarbone and all of his tremors ceased.
Wow.
Because transmitted a frequency into his body that somehow communicated to his brain and like overrode the static that his own brain was sending to make him so flaily. It was phenomenal.
I just read fairly recently, I think, that like tones, particularly like and these kinds of tones.
Yeah,
are
like
actually,
specific tones, like certain
they're
frequencies,
like
right?
healing, and they
Yes.
like, yeah.
I know, it's so nuts. So he was like, if I wear this little device and it hums all the time and it's touching my body, I can function normally.
Oh my God.
I know.
What
and it
the
was literally
fuck?
the only treatment he needed where it just completely, like, he wasn't cured.
Somebody like standing next to him going, what the fuck is that? What is that? What the fuck is that? Is that you?
Am I hearing something?
There's like,
Is this tinnitus?
you want to go outside and smoke
I
a
only
cigarette?
ever have tinnitus at your house.
Yeah. The fuck did I just... the fuck is going on here? Standing next to this guy who's just humming.
It was so neat to watch. He did it like 4 times, like showed it. It's such a great device. So he doesn't have to have any side effects or anything, you know?
Cosmic
perfect
Energy
drug.
said that everyone's psychic except when they predict incorrectly. I don't think it's like, for me, I don't think like being psychic is a matter of prediction, really. Like, even though I did have this idea that I was going to meet Jeff Goldblum, I had no idea why or for what.
Yeah, I know.
There was nothing. There was just a feeling that I was going to meet him, and that was it. There was nothing else. I had no. When I met Leonardo DiCaprio, I definitively knew I was going to work with him. The day I met him, 100% knew it. It wasn't like a dream. I by then. Well, not even by then. That's not true.
But it's like, it's interesting because these sorts of things aren't defined. Like, you didn't know what the project was. You didn't know what the context was. You didn't know what, like, you know, wardrobe you'd be wearing when
or
you're
what,
working
or
with,
what I was
you know
even doing.
Yeah,
I didn't
exactly.
know. I could have been fucking sweeping. I could have been a stand-in. I have no idea.
This is why I feel like the predictions are only ever turn out to be false because the person doing the interpreting probably colored in too much information of their own assumptions.
Yeah.
But typically, like, I know with astrologers that do predictions, the ones that really succeed are the ones who talk about the situation in terms of its effect. And they talk less about the situation in terms of like specifically what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Where they're like for instance, like predicting the last election.
Yeah.
A lot of astrologers were like looking at Donald Trump's chart and saw that they're currently, like through to now, that he is dealing with a lot of conflict and a lot of disruption.
Yeah.
And so they read that. They were like, oh, obviously he doesn't win the presidency because things are going so poorly for him. And it also means that he probably has a lot of legal problems because remember, he was trying to shield himself by winning the presidency.
Yeah.
So they were like, okay, well, he's going to be prosecuted. This is what his chart is showing. But in reality, they weren't wrong because he has a really, really harrowing experience in his presidency.
Well, what's funny about it is
everything
actually-
is awful all the time. You know,
Yeah.
he's got these accusations that he's like legitimately scared about. And now he's talking about his own mortality. Like things aren't fucking going well for him. So they weren't
bruised
wrong.
hands.
So I think when people are talking about predictions, where they fail is when they try to be so specific instead of talking about like what is the effect of what's going to happen. You know, like the EEG studies that I just mentioned about people and their premonitions. Your brain notices when it's going to be negative, but your brain's not trying to define what the negative thing is, just that it's going to be bad. So I think that any predictive art form, interpretive art form is like that, where like you're better off focusing on what the effect is going to be.
I agree. Totally. So Lisa just asked if Too Real will be an audiobook. I think that I'm going to read the book and I'm going to put it behind a paywall on YouTube or on my website or something, like a cheap paywall. So you could like if you like, you know, like $5 a month or something.
That's
and then
smart.
you could obviously just listen to the book in a month easily. So like $5 kind of thing. But I think it was just going to be me reading the book live. You know, cause I like doing that here. So I think I'm just going to figure out a way to do that. Like as this thing grows, we'll figure it out. But like, I'm going to figure out a way to make an audio version of the book and monetize it in a minor way. I don't really want to like put it on Audible unless I kind of have to, because like Audible
It's better if you own.
It's just like for the authors, it's not great, and really, you know, for the viewing or for the listeners or the readers, I guess you could say, it's not really great either because either they got to buy the credit or they got to pay more money than I would ever charge. So.
I just want to put it out into the universe. I'm trying to manifest some sort of budget to produce a fully casted performance
that's a
of your book.
possibility,
That
yeah.
would be really fucking great. as a audio experience to have like a whole cast playing every part.
Yeah.
I think that'd be wonderful.
Do you want to hear my latest prediction?
Yes.
We're going to be here tomorrow at 7.
We'll see if it's.
7.
We'll see.
Will it be real? Will it be real? I had a really great time tonight.
You did?
I was a little fired up at the beginning, but I didn't mind it because, that you got me it's kind of cool. It was like you got me all crazy with the Megyn Kelly thing. I had to turn it off.
Hey, bro, I just showed you what she said. It wasn't my fault.
But it was a good day. I thought. I felt like it was. I hope you guys enjoyed it.
Oh, a good day today? Here?
Yeah. Yeah, the live I thought was really like.
I had a great time.
Crowd was killer. Like everybody, all the chat was just booming.
I love to bring you this paranormal shit. You fucking eat it up.
Yeah, I love
so rewarding.
I really do love having I like when our lives have a little diversity and while they're on our topics that matter most to us, but I also like a little diversity in our stories. I'm a fanatic for science. I'm a fanatic for nature. I read science and nature all day, every day. On my feed is filled with the stuff. So I thank you for bringing stories.
Austin has one final question.
Yeah, I got more than a final answer.
Austin is very cautious about this.
Okay.
May I ask a question that you may have discussed on earlier lives that I wasn't aware of this on this channel?
Okay.
You don't have to answer, but why are you in quarantine, if I may ask? If not, then tell me to GTF.
Get the fuck out of here. I'm in quarantine because I believe that I caught COVID in 2020, and I was never properly tested because we had the old tests. It was Omicron, but one of the telltale symptoms of Omicron was like a needles in your throat, and I had that, and I felt quite ill, and I went down for about a week or whatever it was. Really hard time coming out of it. Ever since then, I've had, and I'm going through currently, bouts of weeks of migraines. One day I woke up and literally from one day to the next, half the hair like a straight line. Like, I mean, as straight as it was drawn by a ruler, half the hair on my legs, on both sides of my legs, gone. I don't know where I went. I was looking in the bed for it. I was like,
alien abduction.
Where the fuck is the hair on my legs? It was like somebody came in the middle of the night and put a bunch of meat on one side of my leg on each side.
That was me. My
bad. It was the
bad.
outside of my legs. I also have had I went into this period where I was getting twitches.
Yeah.
And I was in such a deep fog that I was wondering if I was starting to suffer from some form of dementia, like some sort of like.
Yeah, you also had tinnitus too. Your ears were.
I have
right?
tinnitus now in this moment.
Yeah.
And I've had tinnitus since then. So I feel like COVID-19 has changed my life. My gut health has completely changed. I can't drink coffee. I can't eat any kind of processed food whatsoever. I can't take any kind of painkillers anymore.
Because it gives you migraines.
I get migraines out of everything. Or what happens is I get like a really fucked up gut. And then the next day I'm in a migraine and I'll be in a migraine for a week. So I'm walking. You guys see that little, if you come to the live at the very beginning of the live, I have a guy walking a tightrope. That's me and my fucking diet and me kind of like navigating what COVID-19 has done to me. And then of course I can see it happening all around me to this day. You know, the number of people that I know who are getting sick on a regular basis it's just mind blowing to me.
I know currently people are talking about how they've caught a cold like in August. That doesn't happen.
So Angela and I decided that we were going to make a really important decision, and that is that we were going to protect our health over everything else. And so it's been challenging, but we have lived in quarantine for 5 years.
Yeah. But health is wealth, man. Like you can't get it back.
I truly believe that they're going to get a
it.
grip on COVID, and I think it's going to come sooner than they did on HIV. But I think that the truth about COVID is not revealed. I think that that COVID is more deadly than it seems, and I think it just causes more trouble. Do you know what I mean? I think it accelerates disease in your body.
This is true. Anytime that there's like a novel pathogen or something, it always takes several years for them to do the studies to find out exactly what's up. And everybody went back to normal a lot sooner. And only just now are the studies coming out. And guys, it's fucking terrible.
Well, you know what's weird about that is like everyone was like, what the fuck would I take a vaccine for when they just rushed it? Why would you not protect yourself when they haven't figured out what the fuck the virus is doing then?
Right.
Like it's just like one didn't add up to the other. It's like you're not going to take a vaccine that you felt was rushed, but you're going to open mouth eat a disease that is brand new
and nobody knows anything about.
And took a big chunk of our people with it in its first wave. Anyway, not to belabor this because I also understand the complexity around the issue of living quarantine, from having kids to keeping your job and all this other stuff. We've had the good fortune of deciding that we were going to just dwindle our lives down to the basics. So we live very minimally. We don't spend any money. Since COVID, I've put on, I think, 12,000 miles on my car in 5 years. My car I bought in 2018, and it has 51,000 miles on it. And that's all because of COVID. So hopefully one day there's a way that I can get back into society, because I miss going to the movies. I miss hanging out with people very much. This live has been such a great supplement to my life in that
There's
way.
some cities that you can live in where like there's other people who are living this way, and they all just have like fully masked gatherings where they make sure that the air is clean. You know, they plug in some air purifiers and stuff, and it's not difficult. If more people did that, then we wouldn't feel so isolated.
Well,
but
it is what it is.
Nobody's making their air clean, so
it is what it is. I'm not going to blame people, because I don't think people are the problem. I think government's been the problem the whole time. I think the war on science has been the problem the whole time. I think that we live, because the truth is that this could have been, completely, eradicated when it arrived. If the whole world just put muzzles on, they put the masks on, just shut up for 6 months to a year, and just lived in the quarantine, this thing would be dead. I keep telling the story because it grosses people out, but it's a true story, right? Like when I was a kid growing up, there were genital crabs. And it was a major problem. People would just get them, and they're like, it's an infestation, like lice. And it like I watched. So I had a girlfriend who got it, and this was after we'd broken up. But she got it, and her mom ended up in a mental hospital with a mental breakdown over it. This is how invasive and gross and horrible these things were. Fucking genital fucking crabs, and they were under a microscope. They're actual crabs. And they're gone. They've been eradicated. And the reason they've been eradicated is because humans generally just started shaving their privates. That's all that happened. All they did was humans started shaving, and all the men and women just started shaving, and they're gone. They're no more. They
so
don't
you brought
exist.
this up because you're saying
because if we wear masks at any point in time, the moment that we decide to all put on masks is the moment we all stop getting sick. And it's the moment when coronavirus and every other fucking virus that's a derivative of it, or hanging around
true.
at the time,
in 2020
will get eradicated.
In 2020, they eradicated an entire strain of the flu worldwide.
Yeah, we masked once as a society globally,
it works.
And we eradicated a strain of the flu. It's gone forever.
I know.
And so, but anyway, I'm in quarantine to protect my health. I'm in quarantine because I'm afraid that
if you catch it again, you'll be really fucked up.
I go through so much still to this day. I'm on, this is week 3 of a headache I've had for 3 weeks. It's not brain cancer. This has been going on for years now for me. It's long COVID. And it's so, and the interesting thing about long COVID is that what I think it does is it exacerbates problems that you already had. So when I was a kid, I had migraines. Oh. They were never this bad, but I had them. And then they were gone, like gone. I'd maybe get one every 2 or 3 years. Like, oh, fuck, where'd that come from, Usually alcohol-induced, And then 747, guys.
What's that?
That's how many viewers we had.
Oh, sweet.
But it makes me want to be a plane. Anyway, guys, that's it. I'm just trying to live long enough to be successful, because everyone's trying to stop me.
Oh, Lisa's
like all my
Lisa's
friends
asking, you mean you guys haven't been out or connected with any other person in 5 years? No, we see people. We just wear masks.
Yeah, and we don't go to big like events.
So we'll hang out with people outside.
Yeah,
where there's good ventilation and stuff.
Yeah, I talk to my neighbor. I keep my distance. I have a mask on. These kinds of things.
Yeah, I mean, ideally we will hang out with people where everybody's in a mask, and so we can all relax. But nobody's willing to do that. So
it's again, I just keep on taking this position because I don't want people to feel bad that they don't do that, because it's just not their fault. Like, it's a government problem.
I'm just saying, sometimes when you want to negotiate, like having a social gathering, but you also want to make sure that you're protected, the negotiation kind of ruins the fun of it. So.
Yeah. It's just to protect ourselves, and hopefully one day we'll be able to come out of quarantine. But until I feel like I'm not going to catch something that might end my life, or the other thing is like, I don't want to spread the disease. I have this like weird, horrible conscious, like, I don't want to have that on my conscience. Like, if I knew that I infected somebody, that it took their life or caused them like horrible, like, I don't know how, like, I can't deal with that psychologically. I'm not capable of it. I'm too fucking weird. And I do think it's a weird thing. I don't think it's a quality at all to have this conscientious feeling of like guilt that would come, like, it would be so pervasive that I don't trust that it wouldn't put me back into depression. And that's the other thing. Like, I've battled through depression, you know, and I got out of it. I don't want to send myself back in it by, you know, breathing, you know, bad air.
So Lisa was asking about 5 years. I actually don't feel like it's that long. Like, in the scheme of things, like, if you're like, okay, there's this new thing going around that I just don't want to participate in. And until everybody figures out what the hell this is, like, we're just going to wait it out.
I spent
like,
4 of it writing this.
I know. It's so, like, we both work from home. We're very fortunate to have a situation where, like, we enjoy each other's company. I don't feel very penned in. Like, 5 years would have passed anyway. A lot of people spend 5 years in their house. Just because they're homebodies, you know, because they like to watch their fucking Netflix and cook their own meals, you know? So it's like, I'm not, certainly what we're doing is not, like, quarantine isn't suffering, you know? No. Like, I actually really like being at my house.
Well, the other thing is like, I cook like a motherfucker. Like,
yeah, dude, Dale cooks really good food. It's so much better than any of the restaurants we have here in town. So neither of us are complaining about that.
And like, the one benefit of COVID and like my guts is like I couldn't even drink almond milk anymore, because it's got these guar gums or whatever.
Yeah,
gums
fucking emulsifiers and preservatives and shit.
Whatever, just fucked up my guts. Like, it was like I would feel bad after it. And so then I started, like, we have a Vitamix, so you need a good blender for this, but I started making my own almond milk, and it is not even in the same hemisphere.
And you're saying that happened because of quarantine? No.
No, because of COVID, because I said COVID fucked up my guts.
Oh, yeah. Right. So you're learning how to make better food as a result of it.
Yeah, and I'm eating like cruciferous greens every single day.
Yeah, dude, like, your health is awesome.
Yeah, I mean, I'm doing my best to try to recover. And that's the other thing is like, all this is time.
Yeah, you're on a healing diet. That's
for
why.
Sure.
So anyway, it's just like, I don't feel like it's something to complain about. I actually don't know why more people aren't choosing to do this.
I'm sure there's a while, because I mean, it's not a very plausible thing. What do you mean? We stay at home for 5 straight years.
I know, but there's a lot of people who love to stay home. Who work from home, enjoy their house, enjoy the company that they have at their house.
And they're quarantined.
You know, like it's not much of a sacrifice for a lot of people.
I've had such a great time tonight. I hope that you'll join us again tomorrow, because I think tomorrow night's going to be even better, because, you know, I have this like, you know, I just have this great feeling about what we're doing and the people that we're hanging out with. And I can see it showing and manifesting in the work that we're doing. And, you know, one thing I like about my quarantine is all the creative work I've been able to do that I hadn't otherwise been able to do. Writing this book has been the thrill of my life. And it also brought me out of a fucking depression that lasted decades. I'm like out of my depression. Like, I see life as a beautiful thing. And that is something I haven't done in so many years. So, oh, good. Guilty Angels eating more leafy greens. Let me tell you, it's transformative. If people don't listen to elderly people at 55 years old, the best advice I would give to anybody
of any age
is take care of your guts right now. Stop eating preservatives. Stop eating out every day. Start making your own meals.
Dude, take care of your guts. Even the processed health food is such fucking garbage for you. It's so bad.
As soon as you see preservatives, get out of there. As soon as you see high process, the whole thing is processed foods. I would get off of it. You know, I was a vegetarian for 14 years, but I ate like trash. You know, now and it's not about being a vegetarian. You can be a carnivore. It's all good, but you should eat well. If you're going to eat beef, eat grass-fed. And if you can't afford grass-fed, then go. And if you can't, eat what you can afford within your means. But there's always a way to find your way to a stronger gut. And anyway, gut health, man. That's the thing I would probably.
As a 55-year-old, that's your advice to the
gut health,
youngsters.
Number one thing. I truly believe, I was depressed for all those years, and I blamed it on Leo. I think it was mostly gut health.
Yeah.
I think that
they've done a bunch of studies on this, that there's a direct connection between your gut health and your mental health.
I think my sadness and my depression has foundation in the abuse that I've endured, not just by Leonardo DiCaprio, but from my father and from my other perpetrators as a child.
Yeah, right. Like, depression is often like a very normal reaction to horrible circumstances.
So some of that is as a result of that. But I think exacerbating it to the point of being life-threatening comes from having a gut that is totally unhealthy. You know, and at the time that I was probably at my peak of depression and where I was at my most threatened state of depression, where I could have lost my life, I was drinking alcohol, And so that means I was waking up, I was going to bed with a big soupy gut of acid and alcohol.
Yeah, right.
And I was waking up with that, and I was piling greasy eggs and stuff on that, and just
That was the life, huh?
yeah, dude, licking my fingers after all of it. Now we have oats, damn fucking fine oats, but we have oats.
I kind of miss the bacon and hash browns. I'm not gonna lie.
You guys are wonderful. I gotta go. You guys are so fucking great. I can't wait till tomorrow. I really can't. I'll see you tomorrow, guys.